back as a captain in the U.S. Army several years ago. This one's going to be fun, Army and Louisiana Tech. I think the weather today maybe took a lot out of the fans, at least the walk-up that was going to come here. But it's time for some football. It's prime time. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight.
My concern was with that 1 to 2 inches of rain we got throughout the day, how was the turf going to hold up, especially for Army's running game? And I asked Cody Worley earlier this morning on the phone, and he says, I don't know. But, again, that is the field turf, so this is a good situation. I watched the warm-ups. I didn't see anybody slip out there on their cuts, on their maneuvers on the field, so I think we're good to go. You're right. I think the rain may have held off some people. Again, La Tech is about an hour to an hour and a half away from us due east. That may have held some people back. But you know what? The people are here. They're going to be treated to a good football game. Everybody wants to be here. And Army's raring to go. They are ready to play this game because they got the chip on the shoulder. They were embarrassed on national TV, on a national front 2 weeks ago today. And they are going to come out and they're going to be hungry. And I think a lot depends on the play of the offensive line. And I think they'll have to set the tone in the ballgame.
And talking to Jeff Munkin and players, nothing is going to make up for what happened 2 weeks ago in Landover, Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C. However, Jeff Munkin was clear to say how thankful this team is that they don't have to live with the Navy game throughout the entire offseason. Their last time on the field will be this game. So it adds a little more importance. Hey, let's go out here, play well, win this game. And the X's and O's, it's going to be interesting because Louisiana Tech has been terrific on defense this year, but some of their best players on defense, especially the defensive line, aren't going to be playing in this game. So we'll see how the game goes on and how it ends up playing out. Let's go down to the field and Tony Marino. The pregame atmosphere reaching its crescendo as both teams set to take the field.
Yes, indeed, Rich. And as we look to the south end zone, first out are the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech, who come in with that record, as you mentioned, of 5-7. The Black Knights, but as you mentioned, also chomping at the bit to get out of this field, ready for the game. Fire, sparks, fireworks all over the field here. And the Black Knights next to take on what is I would say they checked it early on, a majority Army fans here in the stands. They got the louder yell from the crowd when the public address announcer introduced both fan bases and their thoughts on this game. And Louisiana Tech has taken their spot near their sideline. And the Army on-field video march shows on the board right now. Something to point out with this game prior to Army taking the field is that the referee today, Jeremy Valentine, is from the MAC Conference, Mid-American Conference. So that is the crew that we'll have here at the Independence Bowl. They will be charged with the pomp and circumstance, as it should be for a bowl game. And that video, the same video that many of you have seen back at Michie Stadium, perhaps some tweaks here and there, but that is what will bring the Black Knights onto the field, the American flag.
And I'll tell you what, Tony, the low cloud cover with the rain, and if you go back to old Super Bowl highlight films, you'll see this, right? It'll be foggy probably for the first several minutes of this game with all the pyrotechnics, as now Army is set to take the field. And the Black Knights in the anthracite jerseys, pants, gold helmets for the last time in 2024. This Army football team hits the field. And it's here at Independence Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's the 48th Independence Bowl. Army taking on Louisiana Tech. The Army captains making their way to the far sideline. Louisiana Tech to the near sideline. Tony, we'll go back down to you as the captain's set to come to midfield for the all-important coin toss.
Yes, sir. And for the last time, Max DiDomenico, Bryson Daly, the captains out there, Cody Winokur as well. And they'll be joined by Kyle Wilson, of course, not dressed, but they're on their way out to midfield. And I got to play catch-up here and get out and hand this over to our referee for today's game. As mentioned, Jeremy Valentine, as the captains to come together at midfield. They'll exchange pleasantries, and I'll then turn it over to Jeremy Valentine. Here we go.
Gentlemen, welcome to Shreveport, Louisiana. Congratulations on being the way of today's Independence Bowl game. presented by Radiance Technologies. We're joined today by a number of dignitaries. The Commander of Special Forces, General Brian Benton. Also, Jess Fouts, Radiance Technologies Employee of the Year. Elizabeth Abershow, the Mayor's wife, and Claire Ruttersay, the Chairwoman of Radiance Technologies Bowl. Thank you for everything you have done. Louisiana Tech is the team. You'll call today's toss. The coin today has a picture of General Benton. That will be heads. The opposite side is the Independence Bowl logo. Will be tails. What is your call? Heads is the call. And it is heads. Louisiana Tech, you want the ball? Which side would you guys like to kick? That way. Louisiana Tech on my.
So there you go. Louisiana Tech wins the toss. They have elected to receive the ball. Army will kick south to north. Your view from those of you on the radio dial will be right to left. Give you a quick update on the weather for tonight. There is still some rain in the area, so we could see some coming around, some raindrops throughout. Temperature 54 degrees. We've got some light winds coming out of the north. We'll begin this one. And the call of the game for the Independence Bowl and the Army Black Knights, of course, it's Rich DeMarco and Dean Darling.
Well, thank you, Tony. Look forward to your updates from the sideline. All game injury report, game keys, Dean Darling.
So here are the injuries for Army out. They've taken a hit at nose tackle once again. Cody Harris-Miller and Jacoby Teote. They are out for tonight's game. Questionable backup linebacker Adam Cash out for La Tech, and they've got a laundry list. Starting offensive tackle Bert Hale, also starting linebacker Colby Fields, the number 2 tackler on the team. He got hurt a couple weeks ago. Meanwhile, starting linebacker Makai Mason is out. Wide receiver / punt returner Solo Lewis entering the portal. Buck Buchanan, their place kicker, and also defensive lineman David Blay. He's already headed to Miami, Florida. Meanwhile, for the game keys, Army needs to win the battle in the trenches with their offensive line play. They have Bryson Daly finishing his last game in his career. They need a big night from him. Defensively, keep the ball in the middle of the field. Don't allow the Bulldogs to get out on the perimeter where they're dangerous. And also on defense, get some pressure on the young quarterback, Bullock. You will look for Mendoza and Ford to be involved in that. For La Tech, defensively, they need to stop the run, obviously, with their tackling. They got to do a good job against Daly. Offensively, they got to get the ball to their playmakers, and they are Jimmy Holiday and True Edwards. That's the way I see it, Rich, as we are ready for kickoff.
And Louisiana Tech winning the coin toss and wanting the football. They understand the importance of possessions, taking on Army. His first career kickoff, John Hoyt Chance. He's a freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana. Will be doing that for Louisiana Tech when they kick off. It's Trey Granati for Army. Had the out-of-bounds kickoff to begin the Army-Navy game. Back deep for Louisiana Tech, DeMarcus Griffin-Taylor and O'Meary Wiggins. Just about set to go, Independence Stadium. And here's Granati advancing on the football. The kick comes right to left. A good leg into it to the near sideline. Bounces inside the 10-yard line. And then Griffin-Taylor lets it roll out of bounds. So the 35-yard line is where Louisiana Tech will start, and Trey Granati, after taking over the kickoff duties for the injured Anderson Britton in September, had just one out-of-bounds kickoff before the Navy game, now one in each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, not good, as he nailed it down there by the 10. The receiver went to pick it up, but it bounced quickly to the right to the sideline. He let it go, and now they get the ball to start at the 35.
And at the controls, Evan Bullock. He's a redshirt freshman from Anna, Texas. O'Meary Wiggins is the running back to the left side. 3 receivers bunched to the right, including the tight end, Eli Finley, who's lined up as an H-back. Here comes the handoff to Wiggins off right tackle, pulled back by Mendoza. After a gain of about 2 or 3, they'll give him the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Also starting in the receiving corps, True Edwards, along with Jimmy Holiday. Along the offensive line for Louisiana Tech, Daniel Keys at left tackle. At left guard is Jamarin Kennedy. We'll get to the rest of the starters after the 2nd and 7 play. Again, it's Turner out of the shotgun, fake handoff, back to throw, looking, fires near sideline, and the pass caught, sliding out of bounds in Army territory. Good enough for a 1st down was Jimmy Holiday making the catch. Jamarian Kennedy starts at left guard, Landon Nelson at center. Jaron Gilbert at right guard, Hayden Christman at right tackle. Defensively for Army, Cody Winokur gets the start at nose tackle along with Dre Miller and Latour on the defensive line. A pass near side, nearly intercepted, broken up in a crowd as Army got penetration. Jaden Mays got a hand on it, part of his body on it. He's a corner with Donovan Platt, Casey Larkin, Max DiDomenico back deep, Andon Thomas, Caleb Fortner, Elo Mendozi are the Army linebackers to begin this game. First down and 10 for Louisiana Tech at the Army 48-yard line. Shotgun formation, play fake. Again, pass dump near side, caught by Holiday, who scurries out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Opening drive of the game, or I should say 3rd down and 6. Opening drive of the game were scoreless, Army and Louisiana Tech.
So they're going with the perimeter passes, the real quick stuff where Army is backing off a little bit, and that's where they look to attack.
3 receivers right, back to throw, pressure coming, pass dumped off, and Wiggins unable to hold on, juggled it and dropped it. Pressure came from Chance Keith, who was questionable in this game, along with Trey Sophia. It'll be 4th down, and Sonny Cumby will send the punt unit out on the field.
So I had talked to Coach Nate Woody earlier today, and he feels they can get pressure on the young quarterback. This offensive line is missing one of their starters. I mentioned about Bird Hale, and they feel maybe they can pinch him from the 2 ends and look for Mendozi maybe to have a big game here tonight.
And Tyrell Robinson waits back at his 10-yard line. Here comes the kick by Ray, the lefty boot. Fair catch called for, and Robinson lets it roll through the end zone for a touchback. And Army will begin its first possession at its own 20-yard line. So Louisiana Tech able to pick up a first down, though ends up punting away. And we'll see this Army offense on the field for the first time, led by Bryson Bailey, the American Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Year, MVP of the AAC Championship game. That running back fullback spot, which was Kanye Udo, a 1,000-yard rusher for Army this season, will be Hayden Reed leading the way tonight. Kanye Udo entering the transfer portal and transferring to Arizona State. We will also see a lot of Carson Smith at that fullback spot and Jake Rendina. We will step aside. We'll see the Army offense come out in just a moment. 13:37 left opening quarter. Army, Louisiana Tech scoreless here in the Independence Bowl. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you a Common Access card holder? DoD civilians with a CAC or CAC card can shop your exchange in-store and online at shopmyexchange.com, accessing military-exclusive prices that are always tax-free. Shopping your exchange strengthens military communities. Just go to shopmyexchange.com/vets and click on the banner welcoming CAC holders for more information. That's shopmyexchange.com/vets.
What exactly does MCOR do? For healthcare facilities, we help keep patients and staff safe and comfortable. For data centers, we help the digital economy flow more reliably. For office buildings, we help make work environments secure, efficient, and compliant. In other words, for businesses and industries of every type, at MCOR, we build, power, service, and protect.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, Joe Beckerly, and Tony Marino back at Independence Stadium, Shreveport, Louisiana, the 2024 Independence Bowl. Army taking on Louisiana Tech. 13:37 left opening quarter. We're scoreless. Army will have its initial possession of the game, and going through the Army starters. At slot back, we expect to see a lot of Tyrell Robinson and Noah Short. Wide receiver, Casey Reynolds, Cam Scher, and Liam Fortner. Along the Army offensive line, the winners of the Joe Moore Award, which is the Heisman Trophy for offensive linemen. We heard in our tailgate show Brady Small talk about the significance of winning that award. Connor Finucane, Bill Katsianis, Brady Small, Paulo Generelli, and Lucas Scott, their final ride along the offensive line as one group. Defensively for Louisiana Tech, and this is where it's a little bit of a plug and play here with some players. 6 defensive linemen healthy for this game. And getting the start, Jesse Evans along with Michael Clark, Zion Nason, and Christian Davis along that line. The linebackers, Zach Zymos, C.J. Harris, Sifa Leota, Cedric Woods, who's in the portal but playing this game, DeMarcus Griffin-Taylor, the quarters, Blake Thompson, and Michael Richard are back deep. So Bryson Daly comes out with the Army offense. The deep bag, Hayden Reed, tight formation for the Black Knights on first down from their own 20-yard line. Noah Short in motion, reverse pivot by Daly, following a blocker, far sideline, 20-yard line, run down from behind, taken down at around the 28-yard line. An 8-yard gain was tackled by Zach Zymos, the outside linebacker, the redshirt senior transfer from Arkansas.
Connor Finucane with a nice lead block. He got entangled that time with the defensive back, DeMarcus Griffin-Taylor. Give him a little bit of a shove to the Army sideline afterward. But you will pull that tackle. You pull the guard sometimes. Reverse pivot, as you said. Picked up good yards.
And they rule his knee down at the 27. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Army from its own 27. Short in motion from the right hash. Handoff Hayden Reed straight up the middle. Carrying defenders across the 30-yard line out to the 35 and down at the 36-yard line. What a run by Hayden Reed on his first carry, getting the start at fullback. That's a gain of 9. Jaden Mayfield finally tracked him down. That moves the chains for the Black Knights.
And that's only the 21st carry of the year for Hayden Reed, the junior, who was basically a blocking back throughout his junior year out of Tampa, Florida. And boy, he continued to drive the legs, got another first down.
So Army moving quickly, moving the chains. This first possession going to be so important to set the tone for the Black Knights. Still a tight formation. And a handoff again. It goes to Reed. Off right tackle, 40-yard line, out to the 45, 50-yard line. Run from behind. He nearly broke it. Cedric Woods took him down in Louisiana Tech territory at the 49-yard line. That's a pickup of 15. 2 big runs for Hayden Reed. And Army is in La Tech territory.
And they're using their right side of their offensive line to open up those gaping holes. And then he is just running with authority into the second level. And Hayden Reed, a guy, again, with only 22 carries when you count the 2 back-to-back right here this season, has really got off to a good start.
And this defensive line was a strong point for Louisiana Tech all season. Now a receiver out to the left side is Reynolds. A fake handoff. Here's a late pitch. Near side, it's Noah Short, 45-yard line. To the near sideline, 40-yard line. Run down from behind. Again, it's Woods who pushes him out of bounds inside the 35 and out at the Louisiana Tech 32, gives 17 yards to Noah Short, and Army picking up chunks of yardage on this opening drive.
And that was Samari Stewart as the lead blocker out here on the near side. He picked up on that outside backer. He pushed him to the inside. Noah Short, they're going to count on him tonight for big plays.
So Short and Howard remain in the game as slots. Hayden Reed, the fullback. Reynolds, the receiver, to the left side. 1st and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 32. Play fake. Daly straight back to throw. Heaves it deep down the middle for Reynolds. Had it and cannot hold on in the end zone. Had 2 hands on it at about the 2-yard line. Blake Thompson had terrific coverage, able to dislodge the football. Nearly a touchdown, but an incomplete pass.
Yeah, again, Thompson got there in the nick of time, just as a backpedaling Reynolds had an opportunity to grab it. But again, great play there by Thompson. They brought him into the program this year for that particular reason. He's pretty good.
So now 2nd down and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 32. Army goes from the shotgun for the first time tonight. Heavy to the left side. This is Daly running left, 30-yard line. Down to the 25, lunges to the 20. Has an Army first down as the Black Knights reach the red zone. And that was vintage Bryson Daly hopping along the left side to finish off that run. Jaden Mayfield made the tackle. 1st and 10 for Army at the Bulldogs 20-yard line.
So what's that? 4 consecutive first downs now for Army, just setting the tone early. We talked about the offensive line and their play. Everybody is clicking right now, all 11.
1st and 10 for Army at the Louisiana Tech 20. 10:25 left, opening quarter here in the Independence Bowl. Deep back is Reed. Hand off to Hayden. Left side trying to work his way down to the 15, still churning his legs. And forward progress stops at around the 14-yard line. Some extracurricular activity. And Katsianis ended up getting jacked up by, it was Jaden Mayfield came up, just got into the chest area of Katsianis. There was some pushing downfield as well. The officials break that up. They'll rule the play ended at the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 from that 15.
Katsianis, again, first-team all-conference player, and Finucane, a second-team all-conference player, have been very edgy here at the start of the game.
Trips to the right here on 2nd and 5 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 15. One receiver left. Howard goes in motion. Daly out of the gun is going to run it straight up the middle. 10-yard line near side of the 5. He'll head to the corner, and there it is. Touchdown number 30 on the 2024 season for Bryson Daly along the left side. A 15-yard scoring run, and Army is on the board here in the 2024 Independence Bowl.
So Mari Stewart ran interference again. Boy, he had a really nice series right there with some key blocks, and then it was Bryson Daly to finish it up from about the 7-yard line in as he willed himself to that near pylon.
Touchdown number 30. Army with the extra point now. Coming on is Granati. Walter will snap it. Rhodes will hold it. High snap. Ball is down. Kick is up by Granati, and the extra point is good. So Army holds Louisiana Tech, then takes its opening drive 80 yards down the field for the first points of the ball game. 9:32 left, opening quarter here in Shreveport. The Independence Bowl, Army 7, Louisiana Tech nothing. We'll have more coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Step into Fishkill Flooring, your one-stop shop for all flooring needs. Fishkill Flooring is a local family-run business with carpet, luxury vinyl tile, and hardwood flooring available, with many styles of carpet and luxury vinyl tile in stock for quick installation. But that's not all. Fishkill Flooring can also handle carpet cleaning services and your property management needs. Visit Fishkill Flooring on Route 82 in Hopewell Junction today, behind Hopewell Easy Storage, or online at fishkillflooring.com. Don't delay. Transform your home today.
You've seen the headlines, inflation, higher prices. Have you factored in higher prices in your retirement? Oh, you hadn't thought of that, right? Have you looked at this? Do you need more information? I would suggest Ken Mahoney's book called 10 Things to Do Before You Retire. Each chapter builds on one another to put you and your loved ones in a better position. Now, the book sells at Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but just go to MahoneyGPS.com for more information. And Ken and Connor Mahoney, by the way, support Army football big time. Go to MahoneyGPS.com for more information about the book, 10 Things to Do Before You Retire. Or call them at 845-371-0101.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Tony Marino back with you. 9:32 to go. First quarter. Army is broken out on front, courtesy of a Bryson Daly touchdown run, which Dean Darling will tell you about in a moment. But first, I can tell you this much: watching this Army offensive line up close on that opening drive, well, there's a chip on their shoulder, and that chip comes from the loss to Navy, and how they weren't as successful as the top offensive line in the country have been all season. They came out, they finished every single block, including the block on the touchdown run. And here with the scoring recap is Dean Darling.
And it is brought to you by MCOR, and again, Reed and Daly combined for 6 carries and 63 yards. 8 plays, 80 yards in total, 4:05 in time of possession. Daly, a 15-yard touchdown run, number 30 on the year. The extra point is good. Army takes the initial lead in the game at 7-0 over La Tech. MCOR, proud partner of Army West Point Athletics.
The Army A Club is dedicated to supporting the United States Military Academy's overall mission and the mission of Army West Point Athletics by generating financial support for the purpose of providing an extraordinary Division I athletic experience that develops leaders of character committed to the values of duty, honor, country. By supporting the Army A Club, you ensure that more than 1,000 cadet athletes have the opportunities and means necessary to accomplish all that they can in their relentless pursuit of excellence as scholars, athletes, and leaders. Visit ArmyAClub.com or call 845-938-2322. And Army football is brought to you by FW Webb, where the pros go for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, pipe, valves, fittings, and more. Visit FWWebb.com for a location near you. That was some opening drive by Army. The Black Knights really just shoving it right into the Louisiana Tech defense. And we have to couch everything we say about these teams during the season. It's like doing 2 brand new teams. Louisiana Tech's defensive line was terrific all year, but they're missing half the players that made them so good due to injuries and the transfer portal.
And the one big one is their nose tackle, David Blay, and he led them in tackles for losses, quarterback sacks, and he took off at the end of the season. Again, mentioned he went in the portal. He got picked up by Miami, Florida. So they're missing him. They're missing a backup for him, and they're missing a couple other people along that D-line. And Army went right after him. This is an offensive line starting for the 14th consecutive game, and they set the tone for the ball game.
And Granati, it's going to be important for him to get one of these kickoffs right down the middle. Advancing on the football, the kick comes right to left. A good leg from Granati coming up to field it at the 8-yard line is Griffin Taylor. Taylor, 20-yard line, now reverses his field near side, 25 to the 30, run down from behind. Momentum carries him out near the 40-yard line. The tackle on the play for Army was made by Josiah Banks. And that was a tremendous return. They'll mark him down at the 35. A return of, or check that, the 40. A return of 35 yards. And Louisiana Tech will begin in good field position for its second drive of the game.
So he made the adjustment, Rich, but he only kicked it to the 8-yard line, and that allowed them to get a head start. Good return, as you mentioned, all the way out to the 40.
Evan Bullock on the field for his second drive of the game. Began the season as the number 3 quarterback for Louisiana Tech. 2 receivers left, and the running back in motion out of the backfield. Quick dump over the middle to the tight end, and thrown down by Andon Thomas is Eli Finley, who has 25 catches now on the season. Had a touchdown last game against Kennesaw State. That's a gain of 8 to the 48. It'll bring up 2nd and 2.
Again, all short stuff, and again, they're just hoping that they can expose Army in that game.
3 receivers bunch to the left. Here comes a pitch. Left side, Fred Robertson, a seldom used running back from during the season, cuts back across the 50, has the first down to the Army 49-yard line. So Fred Robertson, really the 4th running back of sorts for this Louisiana Tech offense. Casey Larkin makes the tackle.
Casey Larkin has had a fabulous junior year. He's played well throughout the entire year, leads the team in takeaways with 4, and he's very good at run support.
3 receivers right, 1 back in the backfield. That's Robertson. He goes in motion. Back to throw, pressure coming, and Ford had a chance at Bullock, who can't keep his footing, and then goes down at the 50-yard line. Ford just completely moved Bullock, who somehow stayed on his feet, and then that was it. That just fell to the ground as he tried to lunge forward and gets back to, they say, the line of scrimmage.
This is where Army feels they can make hay. Again, coming off the edges between Mendoza and Ford. Ford got him a little bit too high. Good size for Bullock. He's 6'5". He was able to wiggle out of it and get back to the line.
2nd and 10. First time we see the Wildcat tonight. This is receiver Jimmy Holiday running it straight ahead. Army isn't fooled. And a couple of yards taking him down from behind was DeShantez Gray. So Jimmy Holiday, the 6'1", 211 wide receiver, has a number of rushes as well. Played at Tennessee, Western Kentucky. We'll see him a little bit tonight in that Wildcat.
Well, he went to Tennessee. He didn't really play. He was there for 3 years, and they didn't really use him. He only had a few plays on kick returns and special teams, but then he went to Western Kentucky last year, decided that wasn't good, and now he's here.
And now it's 3rd and 9 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 48-yard line. Trips right, Robertson in the backfield. Back to throw, Bullock looking, fires it near side, incomplete, intended for Finley, who had to adjust to the ball. It was thrown low. Chance Keefe had the coverage, and it'll be 4th down, and Louisiana Tech will have to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter.
And again, the ball was just thrown short. This is a quarterback that has got a very high completion rate, 67%. But if you're under duress a little bit, you might throw the ball a little bit early, and that's what happened there.
Patrick Ray had a 44-yard punt first time, but it went through the end zone. Only a net of 24. Let's see what kind of leg he can get into it here. The lefty boot. Oh, just a beautiful end-over-end kick. Again, Robinson calls for a fair catch, and it rolls into the end zone for a touchback. Just a little too much on it, speed-wise on the roll. Close to it was Jacob Fields. Could not cover it up. A 48-yard punt, though the touchback makes it a net of 28. Army will begin 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line when we come back. 7 minutes, 7 seconds left. Opening quarter of the 2024 Independence Bowl. Army leading Louisiana Tech 7-0. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
ankle pain and limited mobility keeping you on the sidelines? Army West Point Athletics has joined forces with Stryker, an expert in foot and ankle surgical solutions. As one of the world's leading medical technology companies, Stryker offers innovative foot and ankle products that help you get back in the game and on your feet so you can keep doing what you love. Visit Stryker.com/Westpoint to learn more and find a specialized surgeon in your area so you can rediscover your freedom of movement.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Army West Point Athletics and the United States Military Academy would like to recognize its Team Army partners, industry leaders such as Stryker, Coca-Cola, MCOR, The Exchange, USAA, and CBS Sports Network, whose values and beliefs are in line with those of the Academy. Because of the generosity of Team Army members, cadet athletes are ensured of a tremendous athletic experience. And the unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Pretty good start for Army in the opening nearly 8 minutes of this one in Shreveport. Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, Joe Beckerly, and Tony Marino back at the Independence Bowl. Army leading Louisiana Tech 7-0. Black Knights defense has forced 2 punts with Louisiana Tech on its second drive, taking over its own 40-yard line. And Army went 80 yards on its opening drive. They'll begin at its own 20 right now.
And when you look at Daly scoring that touchdown, number 30 in the season, that leads the NCAA now in touchdown runs. And now you also look at another nugget. He's one of 6 players to score 30 touchdowns in a season. That's a tremendous honor to be up there with the other guys.
That was a big one for Bryson Daly. And what a season it's been for the Army senior. And you know, there's going to be a lot talked about this Army season. It's going to be remembered for a very long time. And the play of Bryson Daly, who, when you go back to the beginning of last year, was in a true battle to be the starting quarterback. Alex Meredith, who had suffered injury, was on with the program, not with the program, decided to graduate and didn't play football last year. Bryson won the job, and now he's grown these last 2 years. One of the beautiful things we've seen in our time covering Army football.
And he's a more confident player this year. He was always looking for answers last year. This is his 23rd career start tonight. His winning percentage at 16-6 is 73%.
So Army went 80 yards on its opening drive, and the noteworthy performance from Hayden Reed at that fullback spot, and he's the deep back here on 1st and 10. Army a tight formation. Howard in motion right to left, heavy to the left side, handoff Reed, off left tackle, and he stood up, spun back, picks up a couple. The main man in on the stop was Isaiah McIlvain, the safety. He's a transfer from San Diego State. It's a gain of, they'll give him 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
I just give Reed so much credit, Rich, because he had to take a back seat, right, to Udo. He was the 3rd leading rusher a year ago and then basically became a blocking back this year, very good at it. Now he's going to have a chance to shine in the limelight because he's going to get the rock a lot tonight.
Reynolds, receiver out to the right side. Here's the pitch, short to the tight side. Cuts back, tripped up at the 25-yard line. Beautiful play made on that play by Jakari Foster, the defensive back. Changed his number in this game from 34 to number 6. Made a nice play penetrating on that pitch. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, they want to get it to short on the perimeter as much as possible. He had a nice run early in the ball game. He's got 2 now for a total of 20. That first one went for 17. But again, if they can attack that boundary and get an extra blocker out there in front of him, he can get down that sideline.
And Bryson will go from the gun here on 3rd and 5. Quick snap. Bryson keeps it, runs off right tackle, runs into 2 defenders, and then struggles his way out to the 28. They'll give him the 29-yard line. And a great 3rd or 4th effort by Daly. Still a yard short of the 1st down. C.J. Harris makes the tackle. And now it's 4th down and 1. Jeff Monken, his first decision of the game. He leaves the offense on the field. He'll go for it here.
And you look at their 4th down defense, they're begrudgingly only giving up 31% success rate to the opponent, La Tech.
You get the feeling Army might run the same play right here. Daly out of the gun with Reed offset now to the left. Daly is going to run it off left tackle on 4th and 1. Has the first down as he pushes across the 30 and then still not drag his feet out near the 32, 33-yard line, 4-yard pickup on 4th and 1. And the Black Knights move the chains. It was tough to bring down Daly, and they'll credit Zymos with the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Black Knights.
And again, they get Reed as the lead blocker. That's tough. And you get Daly and that motor of his going towards the opposite goal line. That's another first down for Daly and company.
Quick opening quarter, down to 4:45 left in the first quarter. Army on top, 7-0. 1st and 10 for the Black Knights from their own 33. Handoff straight ahead across the 35 and then sandwiched down at about the 36. A gain of 3. Again, it's the Army fullback, though this time first carry of the game for Carson Smith, who entered the fullback rotation with the Kanye Udo departure. Zymos makes the tackle, and Carson Smith, the Army coach, is very high on him, the sophomore.
Yeah, Cody Worley speaks very highly of him, and they thought he might even get more playing time, but because that position where Udo was just so magnificent this year, he had to wait for his turn.
Liam Fortner, the receiver, out to the left side. 2nd down, we'll call it 7 for Army. Pitch near side. Tyrell Robinson, 35-yard line, near sideline the 40. 45-yard line to 50, then pushed out of bounds across midfield at the Louisiana Tech 48-yard line. What a run by Tyrell Robinson. Vintage Robinson goes for 16 yards along the left side. Jamarian Kennedy makes the tackle along with Joshua Cobbs, and Army 1st and 10 in Bulldog territory.
Yeah, that was vintage, wasn't it, Rich? When you look at that, him going around that left corner, number 29 all-time leading rusher, but he's been held in check this year. He hasn't gotten the rock a lot, but they got him set up that time with that quick pitch to the near corner, and he exploded through that lane.
1st and 10 for Army at the Louisiana Tech 48-yard line. Samari Howard in motion left to right. Fake handoff pitch right side. Noah Short trying to stretch it out. Does so. 50-yard line, 45-yard line of the 40, and then tiptoes out of bounds at the Louisiana Tech 40-yard line. What a move he put on C.J. Harris, who thought he had him in the backfield and just tiptoed away from him. Blake, the tackle eventually made by Michael Richard, and it's an 8-yard gain, 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down, very short, coming up for the Black Knights.
He's got a future in Dancing with the Stars, the way he made that move. Very shifty feet. Plus, you get a penalty in addition to that.
And it looks like it's a 15-yard late hit out of bounds penalty. And that's going to be 15 yards added on to it. So Army goes from midfield, or I should say the 40-yard line, the midfield to the 40 on the run, then 15 yards down to the 25. Coming down on 3 minutes left opening quarter. Army on top 7-0. 1st and 10, Black Knights from the Louisiana Tech 25-yard line and movement. And up the middle, it was Zion Nason who just pushed into Brady Small. So add another 5 onto it. It'll be a 1st and 5 now for Army at the Louisiana Tech 20-yard line. I think any question about Army having an edge in this game, first 12 minutes of the game has provided a pretty clear answer in this Independence Bowl.
Tremendous push from the offensive line, and the running backs are being crisp into their gaps. Just a well-done thing. 1st and 5 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 20. Handoff, Hayden Reed, right tackle. Cuts back, trying to push his way. Picks up a couple down to the 18. It'll be 2nd and 3. We're down to 2:30 left in the opening quarter. You take a shot here to the end zone or just keep what's working on the ground. It's 2nd and short. And you look at that time, a little bit of a misdirection where they had Daly basically as a decoy running out to the left, but the quick handback there to Reed and getting near the first down marker. So Army will go trips left, one receiver right, empty backfield, Daly out of the gun. Man in motion, Miles Stewart. Daly is going to run it straight ahead, 15-yard line, has the first down, is hit hard, and then falls forward to about the 12. Ends up picking up 5 yards on the play. Jakari Foster makes the tackle. That'll take us under 2 minutes left in this opening quarter. At 1st and 10 for the Black Knights from the Louisiana Tech 12-yard line. Yeah, boy, did he hit that hole quickly that time, Bryson Daly. Coming off a season-low effort against Navy, 53 yards. It's a guy that's had 100 or more yards 10 times this season, and Boy, he is really looking good tonight.
95 seconds left in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 12. Handoff, Hayden Reed, right side 10-yard line, down to the 5, pushes his way in. Touchdown, Army! Hayden Reed broke it at the line of scrimmage, then pushed away defenders at about the 5-yard line and scampers into the end zone for Army's second score of the opening quarter, and the Black Knights open up a 2-touchdown lead.
And Hayden Reed, who got his first touchdown catch of his career in the Navy game, gets a touchdown run right here. As you said, Rich, he got to that second level. He just said, part the seas. He pushes away the defenders, gallops into the end zone for a touch.
Back-to-back 80-yard drives for Army and the Black Knights, a 2-touchdown lead in the Independence Bowl. Trey Granati comes on to attempt the extra point. Walter will snap it. Rhodes gets it down. The kick is up by Granati, and the kick is good. 2 touchdowns, 160 yards down the field for Army on those 2 drives, and it's a 14-0 lead. Army dominating with 1:28 left in this opening quarter. What a start for the Black Knights in this Independence Bowl. Army's first postseason game since 2021, and the Black Knights looking for an Academy record 12th win on this 2024 season, and it's a 14-0 lead over Louisiana Tech here in Shreveport.
Yeah, you look at what Reed's done so far in the ball game, 6 carries, 46 yards. I had mentioned, Rich, he only had 20 carries for like 55 yards before we started tonight, so he is looking good. He's got a great game coming from your quarterback and Bryson Daly. The offensive line, they are making a very strong statement here tonight with the push they're getting. And basically everything's just clicking early in the ballgame.
Granati will kick it away out of bounds on the opening kickoff of the game, and then a shorter kickoff that was returned about 35 yards for his second kickoff. Griffin Taylor is back deep along with Wiggins. Here comes the boot to the near side, bounces inside the 15 and rolls out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Number 96, the ball placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
So 2 out of 3 kickoffs in this opening quarter have gone out of bounds. And that's after 1 kickoff for Granati had gone out of bounds from when he took over kickoff duties during the Temple game through the Tulane game. Opening kickoff out of bounds 2 weeks ago against Navy, and now 2 in this opening quarter tonight. So 1st and 10 for Louisiana Tech at its own 35-yard line. Bulldogs have been gifted very good field position.
Yeah, both times they got a nice run out to the 40. 2 times now they've gotten it 35.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun formation, rolling to his left is Bullock, throws on the run. Pass caught on the sideline and then slipping to the ground. Abdul Fatai Ibrahim making his 13th catch of the season. Out to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Kind of stumbled as he made that catch.
Little roll to the left. 6'5" quarterback. He sees well down the field.
Bullock out of the shotgun, empty backfield, 5 wide. Rolls to his right, looking, moves the pocket, fires downfield, pass caught in traffic by the tight end Finley, and then taken down at the Army 31-yard line. Jaden Hayes made the tackle, but Mendoza was there. Chance Keith, Max DiDomenico. That was some throw and some catch by the tight end, Eli Finley.
And there were 5 defenders around that ball. A couple of it went right over their head, couple in front of it, and Finley comes up with the catch.
First down Bulldogs from the Army 31. Play fake, pass on the left seam, and rolling to make the catch was True Edwards. Inside the 15-yard line, down to the 14. A gain of 16. That moves the chains again. Edwards, his 2nd catch of the game. It's 1st and 10 for Louisiana Tech. They move very quickly from the Army 14-yard line. Bullock with trips left, 1 receiver right. Army bringing pressure, lofts it near sideline, and the pass incomplete, overthrown, intended for Jimmy Holiday. Army had good coverage with Jaden Mays, and the ball just a bit overthrown. 8 seconds left in this first quarter.
Yeah, he had to throw it early, Rich, because he felt pressure coming right into his face, and he had to throw kind of a high pop to the right corner. The receiver couldn't get under it.
So Louisiana Tech lining up quickly. 2nd down and 10 from the Army 14-yard line from the left hash. Could be the final play of this opening quarter. Bullock looks near sideline for the play. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Army leading 14-0. 2 receivers bunched left, 1 right. Tight ended on the play. And here's a handoff running left, trying to bounce it outside is Crosby. Cuts back at the 10-yard line, smothered down near the 9. Army had a number of defenders there. Leading the charge was Fortner, and time runs out in this opening quarter of play. All Army, though Louisiana Tech on the move. 15 minutes of football in the books here at the Independence Bowl. Army 14, Louisiana Tech nothing. We'll have second quarter action coming up for you in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Bill Fioravanti of the Orange County IDA. Here's a story of how the IDA helped a very special sports field find a home. When New York State announced the closure of a correctional facility in Warwick, New York, our IDA refused to let it become a vacant eyesore. Instead, we used funds collected from employers that received IDA incentives to repurpose the campus into a corporate park and recreational facility. The new Warwick Valley Technology and Corporate Park is now the home of beautiful people, a special adaptive sports field for local children with disabilities, and several other quality employers. We are the Orange County IDA, building a better future for you.
Mercedes-Benz of Orange County is a proud supporter of the U.S. military and Army football. Army cadets are known to say, HUA. Many say it stands for heard, understood, acknowledged. We share the same values at our dealership. That's why we're the #1 choice of consumers year after year, with thousands of 5-star consumer ratings. To test drive the legendary Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV, schedule at benzlbush.com/MBOC.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Welcome back to the Independence Bowl from Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm Joe Beckerly. Second quarter about to get underway. Army with a 14-0 lead over Louisiana Tech. We'll have the scoreboard report in just a moment, but first let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
20 WGHQ Kingston, 1260 WBNR Beacon, and 1420 WLNA Peekskill. This is the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Scoreboard report brought to you by The Exchange. The only other game on at the moment is the Alamo Bowl, where number 17 BYU is leading number 23 Colorado 27-7. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Finals from earlier today, the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It was a number 18 Iowa State upending number 13 Miami by a point, 42-41 the final there. UConn beat North Carolina in the Fenway Bowl, 27-14. Nebraska upended Boston College in the Pinstripe Bowl, 20-15. It was TCU beating Louisiana, 34-3 in the New Mexico Bowl. That was a final. And Miami on top of Colorado State, 43-17. Miami of Ohio, I should clarify, in the Arizona Bowl. Finally, the Military Bowl. It was East Carolina 26, NC State 21. That's the scoreboard report. The Bowl edition presented by The Exchange. Back to Rich Dean and Tony for the second quarter.
And we begin this second quarter. Army leading 14-0, but Louisiana Tech bidding to get back in the ball game. It'll be a 3rd down and 6 coming up from the Army 10-yard line. And the Bulldogs have moved quickly this possession, Dean, and they've gotten that short passing game going, and they've opened up a couple of things downfield as well.
Yeah, they did with the short passing game. That did open the more vertical route. They brought in a new offensive coordinator just 2 weeks ago, Tony Franklin, actually it's his second stop back here at La Tech, and he likes a lot of those seam routes, and that's what we're seeing here in the early part of the game. And they said that he put together a game plan in 2 weeks' time and was teaching, as practices were going on, what he wants out of his offense.
And Evan Bullock has looked very good on this drive, the third drive of his first bowl game as a redshirt freshman, rising from the third-string quarterback early in the season. Jack Turner, Blake Baker, each getting opportunities. It's Bullock here, and just like that, they'll go to Wildcat. Jimmy Holiday in the Wildcat, a receiver to either side from the 10-yard line on 3rd and 6. Here's the snap to Holiday, and here's a pitch on an end around. Coming near side, cutting back to the 10-yard line, and taken down well short of the first down is True Edwards down at the 9-yard line. Gained only 1. Whitaker was there along with Dre Miller. It'll be 4th down, and the field goal unit comes on, and a debut for Drew Henderson.
just back to that play. Jaden Mays, Rich, did a great job. He stayed out here on the right corner, and he wouldn't allow them to get all the way outside. They had to knife it back inside the gap, and again, they don't get the first down.
First ever field goal placement attempt for the redshirt freshman Drew Henderson. It'll be from 27 yards from the left hash. High snap, angle to the right. Kick is up, and it has plenty of distance, and it's good. So Drew Henderson getting the chance at place kicker with Buck Buchanan entering the transfer portal and leaving for Colorado last week. And Louisiana Tech is on the board 45 seconds into the second quarter here at the Independence Bowl. 14-15 left second quarter. It's Army 14 and the Bulldogs 3. I'm sure Louisiana Tech, needless to say, would have loved to have gotten 7. It was a good drive, though. Again, beginning in good field position at their own 35. It's been their own 35, their own 40, their own 35 for their opening 3 drives. Just 3 points to show for it. At least they got something on that last one.
Yeah, Drew Henderson stepping into a big role, you know, a guy that's dressed for all the games this year, but didn't get a chance to play when Buck Buchanan was their main kicker. As you said, he took off for Colorado. And Henderson's a guy that's been an honor roll student in Conference USA, and he, again, dressed for every game, but now finally getting the opportunity out of Granbury, Texas. 5'8", 184-pounder.
And Buck Buchanan was a good one. 2 field goals from 55-plus this year. And Louisiana Tech with 2 green kickers tonight. And John Hoyt Chance will make his second ever kickoff here. Right to left with Tyrell Robinson and Miles Stewart back deep. A good leg into it, sends Robinson to his 2-yard line, lets it sail over his head and through the end zone for a touchback. Army will begin first and 10 at its own 25-yard line with 14-15 left in this opening half. And Army on top 14-3. Hayden Reed, who has gotten the majority of those carries that were going to Kanye Udo before Kanye left Army in the transfer portal shortly after the Army-Navy game and is signed on with Arizona State. Hayden had that good game against Navy, the 3 catches, including the touchdown you mentioned earlier, Dean, and now the main man at that running back position tonight. Out of the shotgun, Daly fakes the pitch to Reed, now keeps it, runs right. It's just thrown down to the turf at the 26-yard line. Just couldn't shake free of Jaden Mayfield. If he got by Mayfield, could have been a 65-yard touchdown. Mayfield makes the play, just a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And we look at the MCOR scoring drive summary. 7 plays, 56 yards, 2:13 in time of possession. They score 45 seconds inside the second quarter. 27-yard field goal by Henderson, 1 for 1 on the year. 14-3 Army at halfway, again with 14-15 left here first half.
2nd and 9 for Army from its own 36. Daly out of the gun, short in motion, fake end around. Daly keeps it off right tackle, is stood up and driven back. That time, credit Cedric Woods, the defensive back, with standing up Daly and getting at the legs of Bryson was Zach Zymos. So it'll be 3rd and 8 on back-to-back 1-yard gains.
This is where college football is right now. Cedric Woods has already gone into portal. He wasn't picked up while he's been in the portal the last couple weeks, but he is playing tonight in his 48th career game. He still has a year of eligibility left, and he'll probably be leaving this program after this game.
And building some tape tonight. Yeah. Right, couple plays already. 3rd and 8 for Army. From its own 27, Daly play fake, straight back to throw, pressure coming, fires over the middle, pass caught by Reynolds, has a first down, and then is sandwiched down to the turf at the 40-yard line. Tackled on the play by Woods, who makes the stop, and Army able to pick up 13 on that 3rd down play and a fresh set of downs.
Casey Reynolds got a 9-game catch streak now. He ran a deep dig, came back to meet the ball on the money by Daly, who suffered the 3 interceptions against Navy, and he has really thrown a good ball throughout the season other than that game against Navy.
1st and 10 for Army from its own 40. Daly under center. Reed the deep back. Bryson keeps it off right tackle, following his blockers across the 45, and then muscles his way down to about the 46-yard line. That's where his forward progress is stopped. Harris helped make the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 4 coming up for Army.
When you think about Bryson Daly, it's amazing. He's already in the top 10 in rushing at Army. He came into this game 2,596 yards, 9th all-time. He's 6th in touchdowns, now with 39 as he scored one here earlier.
2nd down and 4 for the Black Knights. Reed, the deep back. Robinson in motion. Handoff. Hayden Reed off left tackle. Cuts back to the 50 and then dives forward. Has a first down to the Louisiana Tech 49-yard line. And Army doing a good job against that defensive line. Zion Nason ended up taking down Reed. And the clock runs under... We're going to go to under 11 minutes left in this second quarter, and Army leading 14-3. Very workmanlike for the Black Knights in this game so far. 1st and 10 from the 49 of Louisiana Tech. A receiver to either side, pistol formation with Reed, the deep man. Fake handoff was a busted play. Daly keeps it off right tackle and is flipped over. Gains just 1 yard. Daly went for the mesh to his right. Reed came to his left, and then Daly's like, I'm not going to fool anyone. I got to keep this one myself. Blake Thompson ends up making the tackle at 2nd and 9.
And they hook Reed out of the lineup now, and he's having a little conversation with one of the assistants over there. But, you know, Daly made something out of it at least.
2nd and 9 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 48-yard line. Carson Smith in the game at fullback. Tight formation for the Black Knights. Daly waiting, hands off to Smith, straight ahead, pushing his way, and then is stopped again. Mayfield makes the tackle. Mayfield's played a nice game, getting a lot of snaps here. He's a freshman from Rushton, Louisiana, the hometown of Louisiana Tech. It'll be 3rd down at about 7 from the Louisiana Tech 46-yard line. Smith comes out of the game. Reed back in to the right of Daly. Short in motion, and Daly's going to keep it. Runs right 45-yard line, then flipped over near the 42. Will be about 3 yards short of the first down. Noah Short just could not hold his tackle. Or his block, I should say. And the tackle was made by Blake Thompson. It'll be 4th down and 3.
And obviously there's no decision to be made other than go for it in this 4th down and long situation. Had one earlier when it was 4th and 1. So this is, you know, a decent amount of task ahead for Army. You look to see where does Daly go out of this situation with the shotgun?
I think it's going to be a quarterback draw. We'll see. Out of the gun with Reed to his left. Daly keeps it off left tackle, gets hit at the 41, and then pushes his way forward inside the 40. Going to be very close. The headlinesman comes out right at that first down marker. We'll see if they'll measure it or rule it a first down. And there's a discussion right at the football. Fields is signaling that they held him short. Daly didn't get a very generous spot. Let's go down to the field and Tony.
Tough to see from here, guys, just behind the play a little bit, but it appeared to me that just watching the stick, if it's accurate, that he was beyond that 3 yards that he initially needed. They said it was a little bit more than 3, but that's about the only view I can see from down here. We're going to get appears to get a measurement and perhaps to even look at the spot.
You never see measurements anymore. A true lost art.
You're going to see one here.
Makes my year. Got one before, another one before the end of 2024. That's right there, and he got it by nose. Oh, the tip of the football right on that stripe. He didn't get a great spot. So, despite the so-so spot. So Army converts on 4th down. Now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 at the Louisiana Tech 39-yard line. The clock running, 8:35 left in the second quarter. Army's going to have to hurry. They're still huddled up. Play clock's down to 15. Now they break it and come out to the line of scrimmage. Play clock down to 10. Army still not set. Cam sure has to move to the right side of the formation. Play clock down to 5, down to 4 seconds. Daly sends Robinson in motion. They just get it off. Play fake. Daly back to throw. Heaves it deep down the middle. Wide open is Short, and he couldn't hold on. Oh, he had about 2 steps on Cedric Woods, had the football in stride, just couldn't hold on. It would have been 6 points.
Yeah, it was there, ran that skinny post, and a great delivery by Bryson. And again, dangerously close to getting a delay a game call. Actually, they had a move short. And he was the guy that was running the pattern. Ran it right down the middle of the field. Nobody really picked up on him. And an incompletion.
And sure had the touchdown against Temple from Dwayne Coleman late in that game. 2nd and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 39-yard line. And a fake handoff to Smith. Daly keeps it off left tackle. It is taken down. A gain of only 1, maybe 2. C.J. Harris. Nice job reading Daly. It'll be 3rd down and about 8.
Yeah, he didn't get sold by the play fake and the mesh that time to the fullback, and he just held his ground and tossed Daly aside.
3rd and 8 for Army. They like to go to Reynolds on these long yardage situations. And Casey in the game at the right side of the line, though, with tight formation. Wishbone set with Reed, the deep back. Fake pitch. Daly rolls to his right, heaves it deep down the left side. That's going to be intercepted and dropped. That was an easy pick for Jamal Shelby Jr., the redshirt sophomore. He just couldn't hold on.
Yeah,
penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage on the far sideline.
Yeah, they were coming after him.
Defense, number 6, lined up at the new 5-yard penalty. Down.
So 3rd and 9 becomes 3rd and 4. It would have wiped out the interception anyway, but I'll tell you what, Jamal Shelby should have had that one.
No, that was in his breadbasket. He just dropped it. The intended receiver was Casey Reynolds, but that ball was thrown awry from him.
So 3rd and 9, or 3rd and 8, now becomes 3rd and 3 from the Louisiana Tech 32-yard line. Reed, the deep back. This obviously 4-down territory for Army. Daly waiting, hands off to Reed, off right tackle, hit at the 30. Taken down short. It's going to be 4th and 1 with now under 7 minutes this clock is going to go in this second quarter. This game is just blown by, this Independence Bowl. And Army leads it 14-3.
Again, will you see them go out of the shotgun, Rich, and run the quarterback draw with Bryson Daly?
I mean, they love that on these kind of plays.
Or we could see the push play, too, where they get right up close to Daly from behind.
So it'll be the gun. And all tells on this would be the quarterback draw. 4th and 1 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 30. It is the quarterback run and off right tackle. Daly looked like he got there and gets a good spot from the far sideline inside the 29-yard line. And we'll see if they measure this one. They don't. They give Daly the first down as Army converts on another 4th down and a fresh set of downs. Army might very well take this drive down about the 2-minute timeout here and a 14-3 lead. Just Army's 3rd offensive possession of this opening half.
Well, Army is number 1 in the nation in time of possession. They hold the ball for over 35 minutes each game.
1st and 10 for Army at the Louisiana Tech 29-yard line. Howard in motion, 2 receivers left, fake handoff, Daly rolls left, late pitch, Noah short, 30-yard line, nowhere to go, tries to string it out, then pushed out of bounds. It was Shelby who disrupted the play, and then the tackle made by Jacob Fields. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Pitch was a little bit behind short. It took a long time to run the play to the outside, and he really had no place to go. They had too many people out there on the perimeter.
This will be play number 15 of this drive. Clock is stopped with 6:03 left. Now they restarted off that out-of-bounds play. So 2nd and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 29-yard line. 2 receivers right. Pistol formation with Rendina, the deep back. First time we've seen him tonight. Miles Stewart in the game as well. Daly fakes the handoff. Now he's going to run it. Bounces out left side, 35-yard line. Stumbles his way down to around the 24. That's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
That was interesting, the alignment they went with. They put in the slot Tyrell Robinson, and we've seen him catch some balls during his career. And he had a touchdown earlier this year, and then they had wide to the right Casey Reynolds. And you almost thought maybe pass when you saw Radina come in there as a blocking back, but they went the other way with that quick run by Daly.
Army's been pounding it this entire opening half. We're going to go down to 5 minutes left in the first half. Army with a 3rd and 5 at the Louisiana Tech 24. Daly again will run it, breaks at 20-yard line, and has the first down as he cutbacks on the right hash to about the 18-yard line. So Daly looked like he was going to break it to the outside, then just cut back, went for the safe first down. And Army needed 5. They got 5. And now a fresh set of downs at the Louisiana Tech 18-yard line with 4:40 left till halftime.
So, Rich, that's just the veteran right there in him to take the first down, take what they were going to give him. He could have tried for the dynamic play to the outside, but he said, you know what, I'm going to get it here inside the red zone. I'll get the sticks to move, start fresh.
1st and 10 for Army from the Bulldogs 18-yard line, 4:20 left second quarter. Army on top 14-3. Howard in motion left to right. Fake handoff. Daly rolls to his right, looks, heaves it down the right side, and the pass tipped incomplete. There were 4 Louisiana Tech defenders, 2 Army receivers. Short and Howard, a dangerous heave. Fortunately, was not intercepted. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Jacob Fields was in that vicinity, and not the best thrown ball right there by Daly. Tried to catch him in a first down play by going up top, but again, they're going to win this game. They're going to win it with their legs on the ground and look for them to get back to it here.
2nd and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 18-yard line. Reed the deep back. Howard in motion left to right. Daly waiting. Hands off Hayden Reed, right side, 15-yard line, and then muscles his way maybe down to the 14. Pick up a 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. It'll take us under 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
If at worst they get the 3 back that they gave up earlier, nothing really lost when you think about it. And then it's still a 2-touchdown lead.
Daly under center here on 3rd down. They'll call it 6 from the Louisiana Tech 15-yard line. A receiver to either side. Reed the deep back. Daly waiting. Robinson on the field as well. Fake handoff pitch. Robinson near side 15-yard line. Cuts back to the 10. Lunging forward and has, it appears, the first down. No, they mark him out at the 9-yard line. Robinson had gotten there, and he looks at the officials. He hands the football back. They say he was out of bounds at the 9. It'll be a yard short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1. Army obviously going to go for it here on what will be the 20th play of this drive.
Yeah, a remarkable drive when you think of it. You got to get the 7 now when you have this situation, and they got Rendina right behind the quarterback.
This could be the push play with Rendina 2 yards back at Daly. 4th and 1 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 9. It is Daly on the push play from Rendina and has enough to reach that chain, it appears, for the first down. It was a long one that he needed, and they do rule it first down, 1st and goal for Army for the Bulldogs 8.
And Rendina was behind him, but basically Daly earned it on his own. He jumped in behind Small in the left guard, and he got into that hole and got the first down.
It's wild we've gotten to this point now. Army will be able to run this clock to the 2-minute timeout if they wish, and that's exactly what Bryson Daly is going to do as he takes his team to the far sideline. 21st play of the drive. Army still with 3 timeouts. They'll have a 1st and goal at the Louisiana Tech 7-yard line. Time of possession over 12 minutes. We will have that 1st and goal play when we come back. 2 minutes left second quarter here in Shreveport at the Independence Bowl. It's Army leading Louisiana Tech 14-3. We'll have more coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Jeff Feldman of Feldman, Kleinman, Collins & Sape. Although we are extremely proud of our reputation for providing top-notch legal advice, we are equally proud of our reputation for social responsibility and giving back. At FKCS, we frequently support a wide variety of local events, charities, and organizations. Being a sponsor of today's game is an example of our commitment to the local community. If you've been injured, call 845-897-5199 for a free consultation, or visit us at fkcs.law.
Step into Fishkill Flooring, your one-stop shop for all flooring needs. Fishkill Flooring is a local family-run business with carpet, luxury vinyl tile, and hardwood flooring available, with many styles of carpet and luxury vinyl tile in stock for quick installation. But that's not all. Fishkill Flooring can also handle carpet cleaning services and your property management needs. Visit Fishkill Flooring on Route 82 in Hopewell Junction today, behind Hopewell Easy Storage, or online at fishkillflooring.com. Don't delay. Transform your home today.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Army football is brought to you by West Point Family and MWR. FMWR offers horse boarding, golfing, skiing, catering, camping, and many more activities and programs. Visit westpoint.mwr.com for more information. Army football brought to you by PenFed. Great rates for everyone. Visit penfed.org to learn more. And ankle pain, keeping you on the sidelines, get back in the game. Strikers ankle replacement solutions can help restore your range of motion. Learn more at striker.com/westpoint. Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, Joe Beckerly, and Tony Marino back at Independence Stadium, Shreveport, Louisiana, and a marathon Army drive has brought us to 2 minutes left in this second quarter. The Black Knights leading it 14-3, and Army with a first and goal at the Bulldogs' 7-yard line.
Yeah, this is a drive that started at 14 minutes and 15 seconds. This will be their 21st play coming up. That would match their most plays in a drive this year. That was against North Texas when they went 21 plays, 94 yards in that ball game, 13:54 in time of possession. Earlier, Joe was going over the scores. East Carolina beat NC State, right? The American Athletic Conference now is 5-1.
Not bad.
In bowl games. It's amazing. Army, if they could earn the W here, that would push the American up to a 6-1 start.
I think it just shows, unfortunately, a lot of times the American ends up playing teams that have had lesser years than them. And I think a lot of the thought, and Tim Pernetti's talked about it, is improve the quality of opponent that American teams face in bowl games.
Yep. Well, today East Carolina beat, an ACC team, so that's a good point.
First and goal for Army from the Louisiana Tech 7-yard line. Samari Howard in motion right to left. One receiver left. Reed in the backfield. Daly keeps it, runs left 5-yard line. Follows his blockers. Heads to the outside. Cuts back. Touchdown, Army. Bryson Daly, his second of the ball game. 31 on the season for the Army quarterback, and the Black Knights are back on the scoreboard with 1:54 left till halftime, capping off a marathon touchdown drive.
And again, he used the services of Hayden Reed and another couple blockers out there, and he just followed them in. Then he nice knife into the end zone at about the 3-yard line. Earns his second touchdown, as you said.
Granati 2 for 2 tonight on extra points. Comes on for his third. And Army is just drained, essentially, this entire second quarter. Ball is down, kick is up, and it's through. 21-3, the score. And remember, Army's going to get the football coming out of the second half. And we got to catch our breath here. Take another timeout as we do. 1:54 left till halftime. Independence Bowl in Shreveport. Army 21, Louisiana Tech 3. We'll have more coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
What exactly does MCOR do? For healthcare facilities, we help keep patients and staff safe and comfortable. For data centers, we help the digital economy flow more reliably. For office buildings, we help make work environments secure, efficient, and compliant. In other words, for businesses and industries of every type, at MCOR, we build, power, service, and protect.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Army fans, your West Point PX is the place to go to score big with military exclusive pricing and tax-free savings. Stop by your West Point Exchange to find out more. Build, power, service, protect. Those are the things that describe EMCOR, a nationwide leader in all things infrastructure, from data centers to hospitals, airports to manufacturing plants. EMCOR, build, power, service, protect. And join Eisenhower Hall Theater, the Hudson Valley's premier performing arts center, celebrating its 50th season. Eisenhower Hall Theater, where Broadway plays, musicals, and concerts are standard fare. For updated season info and ticket sales, visit IkeHall.com. That's IkeHall.com. Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, Joe Beckerly, Tony Marino. It's been all Army in this Independence Bowl. Black Knights gunning for their 12th win of the season, which would set an Academy record. And well on their way to doing it here over the first 28 minutes and 6 seconds of this game. Complete domination by the Army offense. 3 long drives with a foundation of running the football. It's 21-3 Black Knights.
And we look at the EMCOR scoring drive summary. 21 plays, 75 yards, 12-21 in time of possession, 8-yard touchdown run. Bryson Daly, number 31 on the year. He has now tied the record of Keenan Reynolds of Navy back in 2013 for rushing touchdowns in a season. And again, Daly, the second of the 2 here tonight. And Army on the extra point leads at 21-3, and only 1:54 left here in the opening half.
So Army will kick it away. Back deep, Wiggins and Griffin Taylor. Granati has had 2 kicks sail out of bounds, and we have a new kickoff. Person here today, Dawson Jones, the freshman. So Jones will kick it off here for the Black Knights. Here's the right-footed boot. And coming up is Griffin Taylor at his 5-yard line on the far numbers. Runs left to the 10, 15-yard line, bounced it outside, 20-yard line, 25, cuts back on Banks, gets by him, then is finally taken down, and Zatello ends up pulling him down, but was carried across the 35-yard line along with Josiah Banks, and it's a solid return of 30 yards.
Rich, you had mentioned they've had good field position throughout the game to start a drive. They just have only put 3 points up on the board.
Jeff Monken had talked about Louisiana Tech's return units, especially their punt return unit. Thankfully, Army hasn't punted tonight. Maybe the best Army's seen all year, and we've seen it here, at least on these couple of kick returns. We'll take another break. We need to catch up after that 12-minute drive for Army. 1:44 left, second quarter. Army 21, Louisiana Tech 3 here in the Independence Bowl. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
You've seen the headlines, inflation, higher prices. Have you factored in higher prices in your retirement? Oh, you hadn't thought of that, right? Have you looked at this? Do you need more information? I would suggest Ken Mahoney's book called 10 Things to Do Before You Retire. Each chapter builds on one another to put you and your loved ones in a better position. Now, the book sells at Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but just go to MahoneyGPS.com for more information. And Ken and Connor Mahoney, by the way, support Army football big time. Go to MahoneyGPS.com for more information about the book, 10 Things to Do Before You Retire. Or call them at 845-371-0101.
This is Bill Fioravanti of the Orange County IDA. Here's a story of how the IDA helped a very special sports field find a home. When New York State announced the closure of a correctional facility in Warwick, New York, our IDA refused to let it become a vacant eyesore. Instead, we used funds collected from employers that received IDA incentives to repurpose the campus into a corporate park and recreational facility. The new Warwick Valley Technology and Corporate Park is now the home of Beautiful People, a special adaptive sports field for local children with disabilities, and several other quality employers. We are the Orange County IDA, building a better future for you.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Army West Point Athletics and the United States Military Academy would like to recognize its Team Army partners, industry leaders such as Stryker, Coca-Cola, EMCOR, The Exchange, USAA, and CBS Sports Network, whose values and beliefs are in line with those of the Academy. Because of the generosity of Team Army members, cadet athletes are ensured of a tremendous athletic experience. Army West Point Athletics, brought to you by the GM Military Appreciation Program. Get a special offer on Buick and GMC vehicles at GMMilitaryAppreciation.com. And Army fans, you ready to win big with great products and award-winning service from USAA, a proud sponsor of Army West Point Athletics? You'll be prepared for whatever life throws your way. USAA.com to learn more. Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, Joe Beckerly, Tony Marino back in Shreveport. Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-3 here in the Independence Bowl, though the Bulldogs will end up with, or I should say begin with, good field position after another solid kick return. They have all 3 timeouts and 1:44 left till halftime. Evan Bullock has gone the distance at quarterback. We've seen Jimmy Holiday for a couple of wildcat plays. 3 receivers right and 1 left out of the shotgun. Fake handoff. Bullock back to throw. Over the middle. Pass dropped by the tight end, Eli Finley. He's been a favorite target here today. Had to go over the middle and was rocked a bit as he dropped the football. Took a hard hit. Army had it well
Officials timeout.
covered around him. Still could have made the catch. And he's being looked at as Louisiana Tech already down John Locke, a backup tight end who's in the transfer portal. Nate Jones, a wide receiver, moved to tight end for this game. We'll take another timeout here with 1:40 left till halftime. Army 21, Louisiana Tech 3. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
To those dedicated to defending our country, we recognize and appreciate your service. The GM Military Appreciation Program is the official automotive sponsor of Army West Point Athletics, and we're proud to honor all active U.S. military members, veterans, and retirees with a special offer on eligible new Buick and GMC vehicles. It's our way of showing we have your back. Visit GMMilitaryAppreciation.com to learn more.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Army football is brought to you by FW Webb, where the pros go for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, pipes, valves, fittings, and more. Visit FW Webb for a location near you. And the Army A Club is dedicated to supporting the United States Military Academy's overall mission and the mission of Army West Point Athletics by generating financial support for the purpose of providing an extraordinary Division I athletic experience that develops leaders of character committed to the values of duty, honor, country. By supporting the Army A Club, you ensure that more than 1,000 cadet athletes have the opportunities and means necessary to accomplish all that they can in their relentless pursuit of excellence as scholars, athletes, and leaders. Visit ArmyAClub.com or call 845-938-2322.
Army's defense has really done a good job tonight. They've held the Bulldogs to a total of 81 yards. Their longest play was a 27-yard pass to Finley, but other than the rushing, they have nothing to show for it. Their longest run of the game is 4 yards by Crosby. So Army has rebounded well after their loss a couple of weeks ago to the Middies, and they're just doing a good job. And Army's offense obviously has done a great job. You look at their numbers, Rich, they've already totaled 210 yards, most of them on the ground, 197, another 13 in the air.
So Louisiana Tech with a 2nd down and 10 after the injury to Eli Finley. Was able to make his way off the sideline on his own power. Nate Jones, next man up at that tight end position. 3 receivers right, including Jones. 1 left, 1 back in the backfield. And here's the handoff running right, and Amadi Givens was just body slammed to the turf Brett Jarena and Elo Mendoza on the tackle, but Mendoza just met him and just took him right down like it was a wrestling match. A loss back to the 35. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
They may have checked out of that play because Army really showed blitz. They put 8 guys up on the line, then they backed off at the last second.
And again, lining up very quickly. Army with an offset defensive line to the left side. And the clock running down to 1:10 left till halftime. Army on top 21-3. Louisiana Tech with 3 timeouts, and don't want to snap it too quickly as Army will take a timeout. Play fake, fires over the middle, and the pass caught at the Army 45 and tackled immediately. Making the catch was Fatai Ibrahim, and Army gives up a play into Black Knights territory. Clock stops with 54 seconds left in the half. And again, Bullock, play fake, fires right side, and the pass caught inside the 40-yard line and taken down to the turf. True Edwards. Shields was there to make the tackle, and now a timeout called.
First charge timeout.
And stops the clock with 44 seconds left till halftime, and Army leading 21-3, and Louisiana Tech looking to get something on the board here. Remember, Army will receive the second half kickoff.
Army's done a good job on True Edwards. You mentioned his name, Rich. He had a catch earlier in the ball game for 17, so he's got the 2 catches. 77 catches he had in their first 12 games. And, Rich, he comes from good genes, right?
Yeah, not bad. His father played in the NFL. We've had a lot of that this year. And it looks like True Edwards is probably going to end up playing at a much bigger school next year.
Yeah, he's already decided that he's leaving. You talk about his dad, Troy. He won the 1998 Bolitnikoff Award. Well, he was at Louisiana Tech, so he's following in his dad's footsteps, but he's going to be leaving. He was actually born in this area, but then later on moved out of the area.
3 receivers left and 2 right, including Amani Givens, the running back, is lined up in the left slot. Play clock down to 6. 2nd and 2 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 37-yard line. Bullock, low snap, straight back to throw. Looking under pressure, tripped up and sacked. DeShantes Gray got him back at the 41. And now a timeout called, a second one by Louisiana Tech with 38 seconds left in the half.
They are showing so many different defenses right there at the line of scrimmage that they got the quarterback thinking ahead. And basically, as you said, Mendoza was there and Gray made the initial hit on it, and he just didn't have any place to throw the ball. He's not a runner, that's for sure, the quarterback Bullock. He's a 6'5", big gunner out of Texas.
You look at his numbers coming into the game, and of course, in college football, sacks are counted as rushing yards, but it goes, 60 carries? This is coming into the game. 60 carries for minus 120 yards. Along of 14 and a touchdown on the ground.
An average of minus 2 yards. When I saw that number, I was going, whoa. But they have given up some sacks this year.
How about the game against Middle Tennessee he had earlier this year, though? 18 of 25, 290, 5 touchdowns, and 4 straight drives to open up the game.
Yeah, so they obviously they got their quarterback for the future. They feel pretty good about it. And what, he started the last 9 games.
Trips left as Finley back in the game, the tight end for Louisiana Tech. Play fake, Bullock back to throw pressure, and it's Fortner who's got him back at midfield. So Fortner just popped through, and you kind of felt bad for Bullock there because he had no shot right into the belly of Caleb Fortner. And it's going to be 4th down. Army will take a timeout here.
And again, this is an offensive line that hasn't been that strong this year. They lost a starter a few weeks ago in Bert Hale. So
now Army is going to look to get something going here. So the clock will be reset to 32 seconds. The forward progress was stopped at the Army 47. And needless to say, Army's going to come after this punt with the Sophs team, led by special teams coordinator Sean Saturnio.
Yeah, when I talked to Nate Woody this morning, he doesn't usually play his hand, right, Rich? But you could tell he was trying to tell me without telling me, we're going to bring it tonight. We're going to bring pressure because we think we can get to the quarterback. In that last series, we just saw it.
Army doesn't have anyone back. And not saying this is punt safe, but now they bring everyone. All 11 on the line of scrimmage. Ray takes the snap and just chips the ball away. It was almost like a chip on the golf course. Save from the goal line and then touched up and down at the 5. Making the save was Michael Richard, and then downing it was Sifa Laota. And Army will have the ball at its own 4-yard line, to be exact, with 22 seconds left in the half. And Army may be best served to take a knee here and go into the locker room up 18.
Yeah, they did come with all 11s. You said he kind of soft shooted, and he got it down near the goal line. It was dangling, then it took a little backwards bounce. Army will just kill the clock here and take this lead to the locker room.
Some opening half for Army, and 3 full possessions, not the kneel down. Army goes the length of the field and scores touchdowns. Single safety formation. Daly under center, takes a knee, and that will take things into the locker room. And Army, the Black Knights, come out like men on a mission in the first half of this Independence Bowl. Army, 3 drives, length of the field touchdowns, primarily on the ground. 2 scores for Bryson Daly. Of those 3 touchdowns, and Army takes a 21-3 lead over Louisiana Tech, heading into the locker room in the 2024 Independence Bowl. What an opening half for Army.
Sure was. They got it going. I give so much credit to the offensive line for what they did. A guy like Hayden Reed just waiting for his opportunity to run the football again, and he did that in the first half. And, of course, Bryson Daly with a redemption first half.
What a performance by Army. And any questions about Army losing its edge, the way things had gone a couple of weeks ago, all those questions answered in the opening 30 minutes. Army dominating this game in Shreveport, and a 21-3 lead going into the locker room. We're going to go down to Tony Marino, who shortly will catch up with Army head coach Jeff Monken. And it's been quite the opening half, Tony Marino. You've had a front row seat on the field at Independence Stadium.
Certainly, and it was that, I thought that 12-minute drive there in the second quarter, Coach, where you guys really took control of this game. The offensive line came out with a chip on their shoulder. They imposed their will.
They were running the football effectively. We could have finished that drive a lot earlier with the touchdown pass that we dropped, but it's the way it goes. We were able to eat up enough clock, and they didn't have time there at the end to score. So I guess it's kind of the way we play. Our guys are doing a really good job up front. The backs are doing a good job of making some holes. We got to get some more on the perimeter. We've missed some blocks out there, but hit a couple of plays. We got to do better out there, and hopefully we'll do that in the second half.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Thanks. Back upstairs.
And Army will receive the second half kickoff, up 18. All Army here at the half at the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. Army 21, Louisiana Tech 3. We'll have the halftime report with program host Joe Beckerly coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Black Knight fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Army football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Army Black Knights. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Army West Point Athletics and the United States Military Academy would like to recognize its Team Army partners. Industry leaders such as Stryker, USAA, Coca-Cola, MCOR, The Exchange, and CBS Sports Network, whose values and beliefs are in line with those of the Academy. Because of the generosity of Team Army members, cadet athletes are ensured of a tremendous athletic experience. Army West Point Athletics would like to thank the Black Knights Restaurant and Tavern Partners, Brothers Barbecue, the preferred restaurant and catering partner of Army West Point Athletics, and O'Toole's Pub, the best place to celebrate the Black Knights, not only post-game, but any day. For more information, visit the restaurant and taverns portion of GoArmyWestPoint.com. That's GoArmyWestPoint.com. Support those who support the Corps.
What exactly does MCOR do? For healthcare facilities, we help keep patients and staff safe and comfortable. For data centers, we help the digital economy flow more reliably. For office buildings, we help make work environments secure, efficient, and compliant. In other words, for businesses and industries of every type, at MCOR, we build Power, service, and protect.
Lockheed Martin's vision of 21st century security means preparing to make split-second decisions with certainty. Because whether your mission is over land, on the sea, through the air, in outer space, or cyberspace, our mission is to help you detect the threats, connect the tech, and protect what matters most in every domain of operation. Lockheed Martin, ensuring those we serve always stay ahead of ready.
Ankle pain and limited mobility keeping you on the sidelines? Army West Point Athletics has joined forces with Stryker, an expert at foot and ankle surgical solutions. As one of the world's leading medical technology companies, Stryker offers innovative foot and ankle products that help you get back in the game and on your feet so you can keep doing what you love. Visit Stryker.com/Westpoint to learn more and find a specialized surgeon in your area so you can rediscover your freedom of movement.
On the Army Sports Network from Learfield, Army Black Knights football is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? By FW Webb, proud sponsor of Army West Point Athletics. And by SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of Army West Point Athletics. Find tickets to Black Knights games and more. Welcome to the Coca-Cola Halftime Show. Here's Joe Beckerly.
We are at halftime of the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana, with the Black Knights of Army, number 22 in the country, leading the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs by a score of 21-3. I'm so glad you could join us here on the Coca-Cola Halftime Show. Army with 209 total offensive yards in the first half. 13 of them were passing on 1 of 4 completions. Rushed for 196 yards on 36 attempts. Didn't turn the ball over. Didn't commit a penalty. Held the ball for 22 and a half minutes. Almost the entire second quarter was an Army drive that went 20 plays. Meanwhile, Louisiana Tech with just 98 total yards. They threw for 97 of them. 1 rushing yard for the Bulldogs. Had the ball for just 7.5 minutes in this game. Time now for the first half scoring recap, brought to you by MCOR, proud partner of Army West Point Athletics. Well, Louisiana Tech won the coin flip, elected to receive, ran only 6 plays. Army stopped them. They punted. Army got the ball back at their own 20, drove down the length of the field, and it was Bryson Daly getting the first score.
Trips to the right here on 2nd and 5 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 15. 1 receiver left. Howard goes in motion. Daly out of the gun is going to run it straight up the middle. 10-yard line near side of the 5. He'll head to the corner, and there it is. Touchdown number 30 of the 2024 season for Bryson Daly along the left side. A 15-yard scoring run, and Army is on the board here in the 2024 Independence Bowl.
8 plays, 80 yards, a 15-yard Bryson Daly quarterback keeper. The Trey Granati point after was good, and Army went up 7-0. Louisiana Tech's second possession resulted in just another 6 plays and a punt. Army got their ball back on their second possession, also at the 20-yard line, and took it the length of the field.
1st and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 12. Handoff, Hayden Reed, right side 10-yard line, down to the 5, pushes his way in. Touchdown, Army! Hayden Reed broke it at the line of scrimmage, then pushed away defenders at about the 5-yard line and scampers into the end zone for Army's second score of the opening quarter, and the Black Knights open up a 2-touchdown lead.
The Trey Granati point after was good. Hayden Reed from 12 yards out, 10 plays, 80 yards, 5:39 in time of possession, and the Black Knights led it 14-0, 1:28 to go in the first quarter. Louisiana Tech got their third possession, got a little something going, got down to the Army 7-yard line, and called on the kick team.
First ever field goal placement attempt for the redshirt freshman Drew Henderson. It'll be from 27 yards from the left hash. High snap, angle to the right. Kick is up, and it has plenty of distance, and it's good. So Drew Henderson getting the chance at place kicker with Buck Buchanan entering the transfer portal and leaving for Colorado last week. And Louisiana Tech is on the board 45 seconds into the second quarter here at the Independence Bowl.
7 plays, 56 yards, 2:13 in time of possession for the Bulldogs, and the Drew Henderson 27-yard field goal was good. And the Bulldogs on the board for the first time today. They cut the Army lead 14-3. Now, Army gets the ball back with 14:15 to go in the second quarter and took about just the entire second quarter on its next drive. A patented Army drive that went 21 plays, 75 yards, took 12 minutes and 21 seconds for Bryson Daly to get in the end zone again.
First and goal for Army from the Louisiana Tech 7-yard line. Samari Howard in motion right to left. One receiver left. Reed in the backfield. Daly keeps it, runs left 5-yard line. Follows his blockers. Heads to the outside. Cuts back. Touchdown Army. Bryson Daly, his second of the ball game. 31 on the season for the Army quarterback, and the Black Knights are back on the scoreboard with 1:54 left till halftime, capping off a marathon touchdown drive.
Army converted 2 fourth-down plays on that drive, and Trey Granati's extra point was good. Again, Daly from 8 yards out, a mammoth 21 plays, 75-yard drive that took 12:21 off the clock. Louisiana Tech got the ball back. They looked like they were getting into scoring range, but Fortner with a sack forced a punt and ended the Bulldogs' threat. And that's where we are here at halftime on the Coca-Cola Halftime Show. Army 21, Louisiana Tech 3. We'll have more on the Coca-Cola Halftime Show from the Independence Bowl. Stay with us. You're listening to Black Knights College Football on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're an honorably discharged veteran, you may be eligible to shop your exchange, where shopping is always tax-free with military-exclusive pricing. The exchange also welcomes qualifying DoD members, Coast Guard civilians, CAC or Common Access card holders, and many more, strengthening the benefit for all. Find out more about the exchange shopping benefit at shopmyexchange.com/vets. Visit shopmyexchange.com/vets today.
To those dedicated to defending our country, we recognize and appreciate your service. The GM Military Appreciation Program is the official automotive sponsor of Army West Point Athletics, and we're proud to honor all active U.S. military members, veterans, and retirees with a special offer on eligible new Buick and GMC vehicles. It's our way of showing we have your back. Visit gmmilitaryappreciation.com to learn more.
Life is full of adventures. Do you take this man to be your husband?
I do. Welcome home.
We did it.
He has your eyes. He's perfect.
Make the most of them all with PenFed checking and savings accounts. Learn more at PenFed.org. Federally insured by NCAA. To receive any advertised product, you must become a member of PenFed Credit Union.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Black Knight fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Army football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Army Black Knights. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Army West Point. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome back to the Coca-Cola Halftime Show from the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. The Black Knights of Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-3. Let's take a look at some other scores of other bowl games going on around the country today. The scoreboard report is brought to you by The Exchange. The only other game, well, actually, it went final. It was the Alamo Bowl, and it was number 17, BYU, beating number 23, Colorado, 36-14 at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, a building the Army Black Knights know well. BYU improves to 11-2 on the season, while Colorado drops to 9-4. Other finals, the Pop-Tarts Bowl saw number 18, Iowa State, beat number 13, Miami of Florida, 42-41. UConn wins its first bowl game since 2010. They beat North Carolina in the Fenway Bowl, 27-24, improves to 9-4 on the season. Wasn't that long ago that UConn had some pretty bad years, including a one-win season not that long ago. Nebraska in the Pinstripe Bowl beat Boston College 20-15, improved to 7-6. BC drops to 7-6 as well. TCU 34, Louisiana 3 in the New Mexico Bowl. It was Miami of Ohio taking out Colorado State 43-17 in the Arizona Bowl. Miami improves to 9-5, and East Carolina in the Military Bowl at the building that the Navy midshipmen play in, Navy Marine Corps Stadium. They beat North Carolina State 26-21. The Pirates are now 8-5 on the season. That'll do it for the scoreboard report. Again, brought to you by The Exchange. Right now, we are at halftime at the Independence Bowl, and the Black Knights of Army lead it 21-3 over the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. Stay with us. We'll have more from the Independence Bowl and the Coca-Cola Halftime Show, including the second half kickoff coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Jeff Feldman of Feldman, Kleidman, Collins & Sape. Getting hurt in an accident can be devastating. The pain a victim experiences isn't just physical, it can be financial and emotional as well, especially if you can't care for your child. Getting the best possible result doesn't just impact one life, it impacts the lives of everyone you care about as well. If you've been injured in an accident, call 845-897-5199 for a free consultation, or visit us at fkcs.law.
Mercedes-Benz of Orange County is a proud supporter of the U.S. military and Army football. Army values include duty, honor, integrity, loyalty, respect, and selfless service. Mercedes-Benz of Orange County share the same values at their dealerships. That's why they're the #1 choice of consumers year after year with thousands of 5-star consumer ratings. To see their full line of comfortable and capable Mercedes-Benz SUVs, go to benzelbusch.com/MBOC.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Final time here on the Coca-Cola Halftime Show. Final time for the Coca-Cola Halftime Show this season. From the Independence Bowl, it's Army 21, Louisiana Tech 3. 30 minutes of football remaining. The Black Knights will get the second half kickoff. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
920 WGHQ Kingston, 1260 WBNR Beacon, and 1420 WLNA Peekskill. This is the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Looking back again at some of the first half numbers, Army complete domination, 209 total offensive yards, 4-4 on fourth downs in the first half. They only threw for 13 yards. Bryson Daly was 1 of 4 passing. 196 yards on the ground, 36 rushing attempts, almost 5.5 yards per carry. They didn't get penalized, and they didn't turn the ball over. Held it for 22 minutes and 27 seconds of that first half, while Louisiana Tech, 98 total offensive yards, all of them except for 1 through the air, threw for 7 of 13, 7.5 yards per pass play, only rushed for 1 offensive yard in that first half on 9 attempts, 3 penalties, no turnovers, 7.5 minutes in time of possession for the Bulldogs. Can't really score when you're not on the field. Bryson Daly, again, 1 of 4 for 13 yards passing. He's also your leading rusher, 87 yards on 18 carries, 2 touchdowns on a number of 30 and 31 on the season, going into rare company in terms of rushing touchdowns in college football. Hayden Reed coming in for Kanye Udo, who went into the transfer portal and is not playing in this game. Reed had 56 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. Noah Short had 27 yards on 4 carries. Terrell Robinson, 2 carries for 22 yards. Carson Smith had 2 carries for 5 yards. Casey Reynolds had the 1 catch for 13 yards. Caleb Fortner was the leading tackler with DeShantes Gray and Jayden Mays. Each had 2 tackles each. It was Fortner with a big tackle for loss that stymied the last Louisiana Tech drive. Second half kickoff about to happen. Army will be getting the ball, and so will Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, and Tony Marino for the second half call.
So the domination by Army, and then the kicker, if you're Louisiana Tech, is Army gets the ball to begin this second half. So we'll see this Army offense back on the field after a dominating opening half. The 3 full drives that the Black Knights had, of course not counting the kneel down on the final play of the first half. Army went for touchdowns. 80, 80, and 75 down the field. I'd say Army didn't lose its edge.
No, they came out with a hunger, and it was pretty obvious right on the opening drive. And they made a statement, and it kind of looked like their previous when they opened the season with all those wins. And, well, hopefully they pull off here in the second half and get the Academy record for total wins in a season.
John Hoyt Chance, he was good at kicking off in the first half. He'll kick it away here. Put a big leg through the end zone, left to right on his second kickoff, and the ball blows off the tee. I'll tell you the weather. We were worried about Tony Marino for most of today if he was going to have to withstand heavy rains. And thankfully, the heavy rains were all when we were here setting up before the game.
Yep, this morning, this afternoon, and then it cleared, I would say, about 5 o'clock, and beautiful sun and the rainbow. Beautiful.
Tyrell Robinson back deep along with Miles Stewart as John Hoyt Chance advancing on the football, and here comes the kickoff. And Robinson lets it sail over his head and through the end zone for a touchback. Army will begin 1st and 10 at its own 25-yard line. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This Army offense been a steady diet of running and some timely passing when Army's needed to. The couple of times Daly has put it up.
And again, Jeff Munkin told Tony he gave full credit to the offensive line and the push they got. Also, the defense played really well, and we'll see how they come out here to start the third quarter.
And Jeff Munkin would have liked that last touchdown drive to end a little earlier than 21 plays. Reed is the deep back. Tight formation for Army here on first down from its own 25. Pitch right side, Hayden Reed looking to cut back 25-yard line. Oh, nice job getting under. Blake Thompson making the stop. Penetrated up on that sweep And in the later weeks of this season, we've seen defensive backs, Dean, selling out more against the Army pitch and anticipating the pitch, almost daring Army to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, the pitch was there in the beginning of the year, and Short was scoring at will. But Blake Thompson is a guy, he's a first-year player. It's his second different school. He's a transfer in from Iowa State, and boy, you can tell he has played some big-time football.
Second down and 10 for Army from its own 25. Ball on the right hash. Opening drive of the second half. Daly straight back to throw. Now he's going to run it, trying to find his way, and is carried on from the back. Carries the defensive linebacker, Zach Zymos, about 5 yards out to the 30-yard line. And it'll be third down at about 5.
And you look at Daly in the first half, he had the 18 carries, 87 yards. He only averages about 20 carries a game, so they went to him a lot in that first half, and I assume they're going to continue to give him the ball.
Third and 5, and you wonder if this is 4-down territory for Army with Reed, the deep back, handoff to Hayden, right side, cuts back, has the first down, 35-yard line, and then spun down at the 39. Oh, a nice job by Griffin Taylor to help bring down Reed along with Jacob Fields, and Army moves the chains. First and 10 for the Black Knights from their own 39.
So Hayden Reed has had one game in his career over 100 yards, and that was inside at UTSA at the Alamo Dome over a year ago early in the season. Again, didn't get the ball much here in the first part of the season, but boy, he is doing well tonight.
Pistol formation. Reed, the deep back, takes the handoff, trying to find his way straight ahead across the 40, and then carries the defender out near the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 yards on the play. Brought down again by Zymos. Second down, we'll call it 6.
So coming into this game, Hayden Reed's total carries in a ball game, the most this year, was 7 against Florida Atlantic. And again, he has touted the ball. Now back-to-back runs, he's got up to 11 carries.
Second down and 6. For Army. Opening drive of the second half. 2.5 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Handoff to Reed again. 45-yard line straight ahead. Pushing his way up to the 47, 48-yard line. It'll be third down and 1 coming up. Let's go down to the field and Tony.
Let's keep an eye on David Crossan. While he's still out there, Crossan's definitely had some trouble getting loose. See him on the sidelines, actually in between drives, late in that first half, stretching out, laying on the ground. So keep an eye on him. He's an extended part of that offensive line.
And the Army tight ends, they had a really good year, even though it didn't show up in the receptions category. Third and short, 3rd and 1 for Army from the right hash at its own 48-yard line. Handoff Reed, trying to find an opening, has the first down, stood up at about midfield, and then taken down. Zymos was in there again, along with Nason. Judd Ruya, who along with Jacob Radford, 2 new defensive linemen who joined the 2 deep because of the opt-outs and the injuries along that D-line. And it's first and 10 for Army in Louisiana Tech territory at the Tech 49-yard line.
And just to pick up on your point about the tight ends, Parker Poloski and also Crossan have really been key blockers for Army in that offensive line that won the Joe Moore Award. But again, those tight ends have really done a good job here in 24.
Rendina on for the first time second half. Takes the handoff off right tackle, banging his way to the 45-yard line, then down to the 43. That's a 6-yard pickup for Jake Rendina. He had his head down, 2 arms covering up the football. Made the most out of that 6-yard gain. It'll be second down and 4.
That is vintage fullback wishbone type of run, right? Where you just give it to the big guy, he puts his head down, he knocks people over. He's like a bowling ball.
You know who we know is watching, and hopefully he's listening at Central Michigan? Matt Trinkle, who moved on, the Army assistant, new head coach at Central Michigan. That run would make him proud. Fake handoff to Rendina, pitch near side. Tyrell Robinson taken down by the legs near the 41-yard line. Fields on the stop. Couple yards short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up for the Black Knights with 10:25 left in the third quarter, and Army leading 21-3.
Yeah, these 3 safeties that they use in the corners, they've been active tonight. They've had to make a lot of tackles, and again, with a decimated defensive line, they have been ripped apart up there in the neutral zone, and that's why those backers had to fill in and make a lot of tackles.
3rd and 2. This is 4-down territory, presumably, for Army. Daly out of the gun, usually a quarterback run, and it is off right side and finds his opening, has the first down, then flipped over by Blake Thompson near the 36-yard line. So again, moving the chains, moving the clock. Army drained the clock so much, Dean, in that first half. We were seemingly taking timeout after timeout in the final 2 minutes of that first half to catch up on our log.
Yeah, TV and radio, right? Both were way behind because it was just them grinding out long drives.
Liam Fortner, the receiver, out on the left side. Rendina still in the game at fullback. 1st and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 36-yard line. Short in motion behind the formation. Pitch Noah Short looking to cut back in traffic. Nothing going on. Taken down for no gain. Couldn't quite get the block from Pulaski, and making the tackle was Jacob Radford along the defensive line. A D lineman was able to bust out there and make the stop on the pitch. It'll be 2nd and 10.
They've done a good job on short. He had the early 17-yard run, but since that time he hasn't really had many gaps to jump into. He's now rushed the ball 5 times for just 27 yards.
2nd down and 10 for Army from the Louisiana Tech 36-yard line. Howard in motion right to left, reverse pivot, and then Daly back to throw, has time, and now rolls out, pocket collapses, gets rid of it, diving catch made, no, they rule it incomplete. Samari Howard, the umpire ruled it incomplete. The head linesman on the far side ruled it a catch, but the referee goes with an incomplete pass, and perhaps will we get a replay? Will we not get a replay? That was a great job by Howard coming back after Daly had to just get rid of it.
And he was motioning to his sideline. He had gotten both of his hands underneath the ball, but obviously they're not going to take a look at it.
So 3rd and 10, a rare 3rd and long yardage situation for Army. We'll see how much the Black Knights can pick up on this play. 2 receivers to either side. Daly out of the shotgun. High snap handoff. Tyrell Robinson coming near side. Cuts back 35-yard line and taken down at the 34. So a gain of just 2. And for the first time tonight, Army apparently is stopped. It's a 4th and long yardage. 4th and 1 as they only give progress to the 35. And we'll see what Jeff Monken's decision is. Looks like he's going to go for it. Sending in Noah Short. And now the punt unit comes up. Check that field goal unit. Army's going to kick this, which will be a 52. And now checking out with the field goal unit on the field. This is a trick play. With Matthew Rhodes, the high school quarterback, working out of the shotgun, and timeout called by Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech.
So that was a designed confusion type play. Army waiting till the last possible moment to send on the field goal unit. Granati then going out as a wide receiver. And Matthew Rhodes, who scored a touchdown on a fake field goal against Florida Atlantic, who was a high school quarterback, going in the shotgun. And Louisiana Tech calls a timeout. We'll take one as well. 7:50 left in the 3rd quarter of a fast-moving Independence Bowl here in Shreveport. Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-3. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
There's something for everybody to enjoy at West Point Family and MWR. Hit the links at our 18-hole golf course with breathtaking Hudson Valley scenery, or let us host your wedding at our top-class catering venue in the West Point Club. Morgan Farms Historic Stables offers large stalls, outdoor rings, and 3 different horse boarding options in a scenic and private location. Don't forget our very own Victor Constant Ski Lodge. Visit us at westpoint.armymwr.com and follow us on Facebook at West Point FMWR.
To those dedicated to defending our country, we recognize and appreciate your service. The GM Military Appreciation Program is the official automotive sponsor of Army West Point Athletics, and we're proud to honor all active U.S. military members, veterans, and retirees with a special offer on eligible new Buick and GMC vehicles. It's our way of showing we have your back. Visit gmmilitaryappreciation.com to learn more.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
You were playing Get Your Pitch.
Build, power, service, protect. Those are the things that describe EMCOR, a nationwide leader in all things infrastructure, from data centers to hospitals, airports to manufacturing plants. EMCOR, build, power, service, protect. Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, Joe Beckerly, and Tony Marino back at Independence Stadium here in Shreveport. Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-3 here in the Independence Bowl. 7:50 left, third quarter. Army facing a 4th and 9 at the Louisiana Tech 35-yard line. Army came out in a trick play, checked into a trick play formation with the field goal personnel. Louisiana Tech took a timeout, so we'll have to see if Army goes and kicks what would be a 52, 53-yard field goal, or elects to go for it, or even pooch punt it here. Not sure there's any great options with this down and distance at this yard line.
Yeah, and the way the defense has been playing, I actually thought they would go for it on offense. And I know that's a long distance to make, but again, they have so much confidence the way the defense had in the first half when they limited Louisiana Tech, who just can't run the football against Army, and they have to resort to passing.
Dean, when you talk about Hayden Reed, and how about the game Reed has had here tonight as that lead running back, fullback, that back directly behind the quarterback in this Army option offense. And you talk about 100-yard games, and he had the 100-yard game last year. Nearly had a second, and maybe to some people should have had a second against Boston College. Remember the lateral illegal forward pass? If that was a run, a 45, 50-yard touchdown run, we would have had a second 100-yard game. And that really turned that game and could have turned Army's season into a 7-5 season rather than a 6-6 here. But we digress. But a great game for Reed tonight. And we saw it in the Navy game, being more involved in the offense in the passing game. Caught those 3 balls for 29 yards, including the 21-yard touchdown grab.
Yeah, he's a good asset to have because he can do it all, and he can catch the ball. As you said, he's been a great blocker for his fellow teammates playing at the slot back position. He's the guy that can play all 3 of the running back positions for Army. That's a great luxury to have.
4th and 9. Army sends the offense on the field. Jeff Monken going to go for it here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Reed to the right of Daly, who works out of the shotgun. Robinson now lines up as a slot right. Daly takes the direct snap. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket and throws it on the run, and the pass incomplete. Knocked out of the hands of Casey Reynolds by Jamal Shelby. So Louisiana Tech holds on downs. They'll take over again in decent field position at its own 35-yard line with 7:44 left in this third quarter, trailing Army 21-3. Here in the Armed Forces Bowl. It'll be Bulldogs football when we come back. 7:44 left, third quarter. Army on top by 18. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Step into Fishkill Flooring, your one-stop shop for all flooring needs. Fishkill Flooring is a local family-run business with carpet, luxury vinyl tile, and hardwood flooring available, with many styles of carpet and luxury vinyl tile in stock for quick installation. But that's not all. Fishkill Flooring can also handle carpet cleaning services and your property management needs. Visit Fishkill Flooring on Route 82 in Hopewell Junction today, behind Hopewell Easy Storage, or online at fishkillflooring.com. Don't delay. Transform your home today.
You've seen the headlines, inflation, higher prices. Have you factored in higher prices in your retirement? Oh, you hadn't thought of that, right? Have you looked at this? Do you need more information? I would suggest Ken Mahoney's book called 10 Things to Do Before You Retire. Each chapter builds on one another to put you and your loved ones in a better position. Now, the book sells at Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but just go to MahoneyGPS.com for more information. And Ken and Connor Mahoney, by the way, support Army football big time. Go to MahoneyGPS.com for more information about the book, 10 Things to Do Before You Retire. Or call them at 845-371-0101.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
7:44 left, third quarter. Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-3 here in the Independence Bowl here at Independence Stadium, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Louisiana Tech with its biggest defensive play of the game, holding Army on a 4th and 9. Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Still a little ways to go for them to get back in this game, but they'll end up with good field position and an offense which moved the football late in the first half. Army was able to take off, though, nearly half of the third quarter clock in a drive, though, that doesn't result in any points.
La Tech only had 22 plays in that first half for 98 yards. And, again, no efficiency in their run game whatsoever. But Bullock showed spots where he can throw the football. He can do a good job. His favorite receiver was Finley. Hit him a couple times in the ball game. Finley got nicked up earlier in this ball game, but look for him to come back. And again, Bullock is a guy, he's got the size, Rich. He's 6'5". He can see down the field. He was named Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week once this year, and again, only got into one game as a true freshman last year, and then he got his opportunity this year, and he's making the most of it.
And it nearly didn't happen, as Jack Turner started the year as the starter, was replaced during the Tulsa game by Blake Baker, who was the backup, and just a change made, and Blake Baker ends up breaking his collarbone in that game. They go to Bullock. Turner's in the transfer portal. He's the backup quarterback for this game. Baker has enlisted as the third quarterback, but he hasn't played since the broken collarbone. So obviously there's going to be some off-season maneuvering of how that quarterback position behind Evan Bullock will go. But, hey, pending Evan Bullock doesn't end up in the transfer portal here. With a new offensive coordinator, Louisiana Tech might have something heading into this year. And how about all the extra practices and the experience this team is getting playing in this game, win or lose?
And 8 one-score games they played in this year and lost those 3 overtime games. Their team could definitely have a winning record if it weren't for those overtime losses.
So Bullock out of the shotgun, 1 receiver right, 2 backs in the backfield. Here's the handoff, 35-yard line. Not much at all going on for O'Meary Wiggins. Taken down by a couple Black Knights, including Fortner and Thomas. Platt was also there. A gain of 3 out to the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Wiggins, their leading ball carrier coming into the game, has been non-existent here in this one.
And they've abandoned the run, seems, from early in this game. Again, the handoff to Wiggins, straight ahead, trying to find an opening across the 40, 45-yard line. Carries defenders and has a first down out to the 46-yard line, where his forward progress stops. That's a gain of 8. And Louisiana Tech moves the chains as we go under 7 minutes left in this third quarter.
They went the JUCO route as they recruited this year. He, as well as one of them, a first-year player out of Coffeyville Community College, Wiggins, and again, a sophomore. So he's got a couple more years of eligibility left.
And out of the shotgun, handoff again to Wiggins. Right side, cuts back, 50-yard line. Anthony Thomas got him from behind and carried down to the 46-yard line of Army. 2 yards short of a first down, but an 8-yard pickup. And now going back to the run, Wiggins, 3 straight plays.
Yeah, but again, they're behind by, this margin of 21-3, and now they've elected to go with the run.
Near the right hash. Heavy to the right side here on 2nd down and 2. Handoff to Bullock. And left side, it's Wiggins inside the 45, has the first down, carries Army defenders near the 40-yard line. So that's a 6-yard pickup. Thomas makes the tackle. So that's 3 first downs for Louisiana Tech on this march as we go under 6 minutes left in the third quarter, and Army leading 21-3.
Definitely a change of philosophy right here on this drive, and they feel maybe they can get back into the game with a touchdown here in the last couple minutes of the third quarter.
Latour comes out of the game. Army was granted the substitution time, as Louisiana Tech did as well. Out of the gun. Here's the handoff again to Wiggins, right side. Can't quite get out of the backfield. Good job of penetration into the backfield for Army's DeShantez Gray. And he's flipped down Wiggins down at the 39. A gain of just 1. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
And keep in mind, Army is down both of their nose tackles out with injury. So Whitaker has played. Gemma played a decent amount of reps in that first half. Whitaker's in there right now. What a game he had against Tulane a few weeks back in the championship game for the American Conference.
Really the hallmark of his first year, helping Army to that conference title. Here's a handoff to a new running back in the game. That's Marquise Crosby. And he picks up a couple off left tackle down to the 37. Gray again makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd down. We'll call it 7 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 37.
Army were really good this year against the run. Number 25 in the nation, only giving up 117 yards a game. They got toasted there by Navy, but other than that, they were really strong against the opponent's run.
And Gemma back in for Whitaker here on 3rd down and 7. Bullock out of the shotgun, 3 receivers right and a 4th running back. Bullock back to throw, fires over the middle. Receiver screen, caught at the 30-yard line, 25-yard line, down to the 20, leaping over a defender, and down at the 14-yard line is True Edwards. the biggest weapon on this Louisiana Tech offense, takes it downfield for 23 yards, and Louisiana Tech suddenly a 1st and 10 at the Army 14.
Yeah, a little delayed screen that time over the middle, and boy, Edwards showed his legs.
So Bullock, here's a late pitch coming near side Crosby, 10-yard line, lowers his helmet into D. Domenico late. Penalty flag comes in, could be a hold. It was Abdul Fattah Ibrahim. I think he got a hold of Donovan Platt.
Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
And that was exactly the call, as Platt could have had a line on the tackle on Crosby. So that's a costly 10-yard penalty. An injured Army player at the 9-yard line being tended to. As Jeff Monken comes off the Army sideline. So we have an injury timeout with 4:04 left in this third quarter. An Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-3. It'll be a 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs from the Army 24.
Not sure if that's Andon Thomas who was down.
It is Andon Thomas. Yeah. So now Andon making his way off the field on his own power, holding his face mask, it appears. So that's a great sign.
He was right there in the bottom of that scrum with D. Domenico. And boy, what a year he's had. Kid out of Texas. Liberty, Texas, and leading the team in tackles, coming in almost got 100.
So Louisiana Tech will line up quickly. The 10-yard penalty marked off to the 24. Under 4 minutes left, third quarter. 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs from the Army 24-yard line. 2 receivers right, and then the third being the tight end, Eli Finley. Marquise Crosby, the back to the right of Evan Bullock. Taking his time to take the snap out of the shotgun. Fake handoff, fires out to the right side for Edwards. Army's got it snuffed out. Beautiful play made. Justin Weaver able to take him down. Lost yardage back to the 28-yard line. A loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 24.
So Jarena replaces Thomas. I see Joe Jarena in the restaurant last night. I said, are you still going to come to Army football games? He said, I already renewed my season tickets.
That's a great thing to hear.
Right?
I talked to Brett for a while this morning, did an interview with him. I'll tell you, he's blessed with a great family. Yeah. He's had a great background, a great just wide view of West Point and Army football. 2nd and 24 for Louisiana Tech. From the Army 28, Bullock rolls to his left. Pressure coming, throws on the run. Caught by Edwards at the 26-yard line. Nowhere to go. Platt and Faulkner there. It'll be 3rd and very long after that gain of just 2 yards.
Yeah, Army really attacking on the edges right now in the short passing game. So they got down near the red zone, and now they're going backwards a little bit.
Yeah, and the clock now is just running down to 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Army leading 21-3. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Crosby to the right of Bullock. Claps his hands, arms extended. Fakes the handoff, fires down the left side, overthrown, incomplete. Nice thought to Abdul Fattah Ibrahim, but overthrown, and there was an Army defender both fronting and defending behind. It'll be 4th and 22, and might as well give Drew Henderson a second field goal opportunity. This one will be from 44 yards, 1 of 1 today. From the left hash, it'll be an angle to the right. Gabe Pugh will snap it. Patrick Ray, the punter, will hold it. It was a high snap on the first field goal try. This one good. Ball is down. Kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and that kick is good. Drew Henderson drills it from 44 yards, and Louisiana Tech is back on the scoreboard with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter. It's Army 21 and the Bulldogs 6. We'll have more from the Independence Bowl here in Shreveport coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
What exactly does MCOR do? For healthcare facilities, we help keep patients and staff safe and comfortable. For data centers, we help the digital economy flow more reliably. For office buildings, we help make work environments secure, efficient, and compliant. In other words, for businesses and industries of every type, at MCOR, we build, Power, service, and protect.
Life is full of adventures.
Do you take this man to be your husband?
I do. Welcome home.
We did it.
He has your eyes.
He's perfect.
Make the most of them all with PenFed checking and savings accounts. Learn more at PenFed.org. Federally insured by NCAA. To receive any advertised product, you must become a member of PenFed Credit Union.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Army fans, build, power, service, protect. Those are the things that describe EMCOR, a nationwide leader in all things infrastructure, from data centers to hospitals, airports to manufacturing plants. EMCOR, build, power, service, protect. So Louisiana Tech gets second score of the game, albeit a field goal. And Army's lead cut down to 15 at 21-6. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter of this Independence Bowl. And now, I wouldn't call it pressure on the Army offense, but for the first time, Army was stopped on its last drive. And they'll want to stem whatever momentum the Bulldogs were able to wrestle on that last march down the field.
But they did a good job keeping them out of the end zone. Their red zone numbers this year, La Tech, not good, 122nd in the nation. They have to settle for the field goal. We bring the EMCOR scoring drive summary, 11 plays, 39 yards, 5:33 in time, 44-yard field goal by the youngster, the freshman, Drew Henderson, 2 for 2. In the ball game, it's Army 21 and La Tech 6. EMCOR, proud partner of Army West Point Athletics.
So, Army will get the ball back. You wonder, onside kicks. I know there's new kickers here for Louisiana Tech. How about for a moment, we talked earlier in the game about the kicker Louisiana Tech lost in the transfer portal in Colorado, which is playing in the Alamo Bowl tonight against BYU. But Buck Buchanan, he was the regular kicker and kickoff person. He had field goals of 55 and 57 yards this season. And of his 58 kickoffs, 51 went through the end zone for a touchback. Not fair caught touchback. Through the end zone for a touchback. That's impressive.
Can you imagine him out there in the thin air, Colorado, what he's going to do with that leg?
He'll be playing on Sundays with a leg like that. Or Wednesdays or Tuesdays, as the NFL seems to play every day of the week now. So Henderson on the field along with Hoyt Chance. So it's a onside kick look. Army with a hands team on the field. They can still kick it deep here, and it is a lefty deep kick that is going to bounce inside the 5-yard line and through the end zone. Great job by John Hoyt Chance to place that right in the corner and unable to be returned. Army will begin 1st and 10 from its own 25-yard line with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter of this Independence Bowl. Army arrived on Christmas Eve back on the 24th. They spent their time visiting a VA hospital. They did some charity visits, met with World War II veterans, some outreach programs, just a great bowl experience for these cadet athletes. Tight formation for Army. 1st and 10 from its own 25-yard line, and Robinson in motion. Handoff, Reed off right tackle, carrying defenders, legs churning across the 30-yard line and out to the 31. Brought down from behind by Griffin Taylor. And Dean, Jeff Monken made a comment on our pregame interview. There was an event where 10 players were required. 80 Army players came out.
They showed force, didn't they? Yeah, the other thing, Rich, the coaches get to bring their families, and they've had a great time. I was talking to Cody Worley, and he said, my kids have been in the swimming pool every day.
2nd and 4. Daly's going to keep it off left tackle, muscles his way for a first down, and then breaks through, carries defenders a couple more yards out to the 40-yard line on the far number. So a 9-yard gain, and getting up slow, Katsianis. Army able to move the chains out to the 40-yard line. It'll be a fresh set of downs, and Katsianis, it appears, will stay in the ball game. Liam Fortner A receiver out on the left side. Reed again, the deep back. Daly under center. Robinson in motion. Handoff Hayden Reed. Left side pushing his way. Defender lost the helmet. And Reed able to muscle his way out to the 45-yard line. Michael Clark lost the helmet. He'll have to leave the game for at least one play. And that's a 5-yard gain for Reed. It'll be second down and 5 for the Black Knights. Now under 1 minute left in this third quarter.
Think of Connor Finucane, who just graduated, right, last week from West Point, playing in his last game.
Playing as a second lieutenant.
Yeah, playing as a second lieutenant, which is amazing.
We often see that when the Army baseball team makes the NCAA regionals the week after graduation in May. Daly, fake run, straight back to throw, fires on the run, pass caught at the 45-yard line by Crossan, near side of the 30, 25-yard line down to the 20, 15-yard line, has a block to the 5-yard line, and then pushed out of bounds at the Louisiana Tech 3-yard line. David Crossan, first catch of his career, and the senior from Clearwater, Florida, takes it all the way down to scoring territory for Army in the final career game here in the Independence Bowl.
So it only took 14 games, Rich, as far as this year, but they got the ball to him, and he's going to get some congratulations on that sideline, because anytime a guy can do something like that, he's worked his tail off. You and I were talking about how the tight ends had blocked this year. They came up big.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes of football remain in the 2024 Army football season. The Black Knights 15 minutes away from a first ever 12-win season. We'll get to it coming up in just a moment. Army 21, Louisiana Tech 6 in the Independence Bowl. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Bill Fioravanti of the Orange County IDA. Here's a story of how the IDA helped a very special sports field find a home. When New York State announced the closure of a correctional facility in Warwick, New York, our IDA refused to let it become a vacant eyesore. Instead, we used funds collected from employers that received IDA incentives to repurpose the campus into a corporate park and recreational facility. The new Warwick Valley Technology and Corporate Park is now the home of beautiful people, a special adaptive sports field for local children with disabilities, and several other quality employers. We are the Orange County IDA, building a better future for you.
Mercedes-Benz of Orange County is a proud supporter of the U.S. military and Army football. Army cadets are known to say, HUA. Many say it stands for heard, understood, acknowledged. We share the same values at our dealership. That's why we're the #1 choice of consumers year after year, with thousands of 5-star consumer ratings. To test drive the legendary Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV, schedule at benzlbusch.com/MBOC.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Final quarter of the season about to get underway. I'm Joe Beckerly. Army leading Louisiana Tech 21-6 in the Independence Bowl. Time for the scoreboard report brought to you by the Exchange. Other bowl games from earlier today. It was East Carolina beating North Carolina State in the Military Bowl 26-21. Miami, Ohio on top of Colorado State 43-17 in the Arizona Bowl. In the New Mexico Bowl, TCU 34, Louisiana 3 at the Pinstripe Bowl, Yankee Stadium. Nebraska 20, Boston College 15. Fenway Bowl up in Boston, UConn 27, North Carolina 14. It was BYU beating Colorado in the Alamo Bowl 36-14. Iowa State topped Miami of Florida 42-41 in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. And again, right now, Army on top of Louisiana Tech 21-6. The final bowl game of the day. And 1 quarter left to play, 1 quarter left in this historic 2024 college football season for the Army Black Knights. And with the decisive fourth quarter call, we bring it back. Rich DeMarco, Dean Darling, and Tony Marino.
And we begin this fourth quarter. Army with a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line of Louisiana Tech after the first career catch for David Cross in the tight end. Went 52 yards, rumbled it down to the 3-yard line. And if Army gets in here, goes on to win this game, we'll be able to talk a lot about this historical context of this Army season, Dean. And, of course, if Army were to win 12 games eclipsing the 11 wins from the 2018 season. A conference champion for the first time. This will go in the annals as one of those truly historical seasons in Army football history.
Yeah, well, and so much to be proud of it. The great start, to win the conference championship, just to get a home game in a conference championship when it looked so bad that we thought Tulane was going to win on Thanksgiving night, and they would have secured it, and Army would have had it gone down there. And boy, what a marvelous year it's been. Couple notes. Daly over the 100-yard mark for the 11th time this year. Daly over 1,000 yards in passing.
Rendina is the fullback. First and goal for Army from the Louisiana Tech 3. Daly takes the snap, keeps it, runs left, and there's the record. Touchdown, Army. Bryson Daly from 3 yards out. His third touchdown of the game. And Bryson Daly now stands alone. The most rushing touchdowns in a season for a quarterback in college football history. Number 32 on the year. Bryson Daly in the history books. Army back on the scoreboard.
And again, patented Daly, power off to the left side, just plowed his way into the end zone, and you marvel at that. 32 touchdowns this year, and 8 times this year he's had multiple touchdowns scored of 3 or more.
And Army is going to go for 2 out of a trick play formation on the swinging gate, running it left and being stopped short of the goal line on the 2-point conversion. Ended up being Hayden Reed. Army came out, and if they get the look where they could snap the ball and run it, they'll take it. They got the look, and Rhodes flipped it to Reed, who could not break the goal line, and the Army lead holds at 21. Army 27, Louisiana Tech 6 here in the Independence Bowl with 14:56 left in the ball game. So there were some penalties after that play. It appeared some players got into it after the
25 years ago, Radiance Technologies
extra point, and we will sort it out while we step aside. 14:56 left in this fourth quarter. Army 27, Louisiana Tech 6. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether protecting our country or battling on the gridiron, the best defense requires power, precision, and the ability to outperform the opponent. At Rolls-Royce, we are proud to provide world-class American-made power solutions in support of our service members. Over land, at sea, and through the air, Rolls-Royce engines power our U.S. military to achieve mission success.
Army West Point Athletics and the United States Military Academy would like to recognize its Team Army partners. Industry leaders such as Stryker, USAA, Coca-Cola, MCOR, The Exchange, and CBS Sports Network, whose values and beliefs are in line with those of the Academy. Because of the generosity of Team Army members, cadet athletes are ensured of a tremendous athletic experience.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
Bryson Daly, now the record holder. Most touchdowns on the ground in a season by a quarterback in college football history, breaking the record of Keenan Reynolds and Army. A 27-6 lead here in the Independence Bowl, 14:56 left in the ball game. There was a penalty, and we apologize. The referee microphone has been in and out here tonight, so we're just playing catch-up. There's a penalty, it appears, on Louisiana Tech that will be enforced on the kickoff. That came after the play, so it's not like Army could have tried the try again, which was a failed 2-point conversion attempt. So game's been chippy from the opening drive of the game. Army back in the end zone, the record setter for Bryson Daly, 27-6 lead, Dean Darling.
Yeah, we bring the EMCOR scoring drive summary. It all set up by the David Crossan 52-yard catch and run down to the Bulldog 3. 5 plays, 75 yards in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds, our shortest drive of the game for Army. And Bryson Daly, a 3-yard touchdown run, his third of the game. Rich mentioned his 32nd, and become the all-time leader for quarterbacks and rushing touchdowns, set by Keenan Reynolds back in 13. And now Daly, for the 11th time this year, goes over 100 yards, 109. Army does go for 2. It's unsuccessful, but it remains Army 27 and La Tech 6, and that was 4 seconds inside the fourth quarter.
The opening play of this fourth quarter, and it's still a 3-score game, but you wonder at some point if these Army starters are going to get the opportunity to come off the field. So the penalty was on Army.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct.
So Army will kick off from the 20-yard line. Dawson Jones, who took over the kickoff duties in the third quarter, will now boot it away. Louisiana Tech again should get great field position.
Yeah, they're creeping up. The 2 returners are at the 20 and the 27.
Griffin Taylor and Wiggins. Here comes the kickoff from Jones. Gets a good leg into it. And Griffin Taylor goes back to his 15-yard line between the hashes. Runs up to the 25-yard line, 30. Near side, Zatello sizes him up and trips him up. Great job, Tommy Zatello. That one could have gone a much longer way. The tackle on Griffin Taylor right around the 37-yard line, and that's where Louisiana Tech will begin first down and 10. So you got to look at the 6 points allowed by Army through the lens of Louisiana Tech has repeatedly begun drives at their 35, 40-yard line. This one officially at the 36. They've hardly been back in their own end. One receiver left. That's Edwards. Bullock out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Fires a quick left side. Caught by Edwards at the 45-yard line. At midfield, taken down by Mays, and has the first down into Army territory at the Black Knights' 47-yard line. That's a 17-yard pickup.
Good deliberate throw that time by Bullock. Nice pattern run there by Edwards, who's starting to heat up here in the second half after being held to 2 catches in the first half.
First and 10 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 47-yard line. Edwards lines up out to the right side. 2 backs to the right of Bullock. Out of the shotgun, arms extended. High snap, hands off straight ahead. This is Wiggins. And then bounces it outside 45-yard line. Gets by one defender but tripped up DiDomenico. He moved off DiDomenico, but got an arm in there, Max did, to just trip up Wiggins. Held him to a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6.
Yeah, Max, who's had really a nice senior year after breaking a hand where he had a club on for about 3 games. And he's just been a leader back there. He and Larkin have had good years at safety.
Second down and 6 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 43-yard line. Edwards out to the right side. Bullock out of the shotgun. Looks near sideline for the play. Play clock down to 12, 11, 10 seconds. Bullock back, awaiting the snap. Claps his hands, has the ball. Hands off, Wiggins off the mesh. Tries to get by Mays, does so. Far sideline, 40-yard line. Then Larkin comes from behind and wrestles him down at the Army 36, but not before O'Meary Wiggins picks up a first down for Louisiana Tech. And the Bulldogs first and 10 at the Army 36 with 13:20 left in the game, but Army on top by 21 points.
I'm a little surprised they're not getting the ball to Holiday more. Definitely Edwards, they want to get it to, but Holiday's a guy that's got the speed and can get down that field.
First and 10 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 36. 2 receivers right. Bullock out of the gun. Fakes the handoff to Wiggins. Rolls right, fires. Pass caught at the 31 by Holiday, who's then pushed out of bounds by Weaver. A gain of 5. That'll bring up second and 5 from the Army 31.
Yeah, Holiday comes in a dual threat into this game, playing his 3rd different school. I mean, 37 catches, but he's also run the ball for 181 yards before tonight. He can run out of the Wildcat, which we saw earlier this evening.
Second down and 5 for Louisiana Tech from the Army 31. 1 receiver left, that's Edwards. And 1 running back. The snap to the right of Bullock, able to pull it down. Hands off to Givens. Nice spin move at the 30-yard line, but then Jarena buries him at the 28. Will be a couple yards short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
So Andon Thomas has not come back in after being injured earlier, and Jarina's getting some time now. Normally he's into a 3rd down type of situation, but getting some time here as a senior in his final game.
How about the role Jarina's played this year? We've talked a lot about him tonight on the broadcast, but I'll tell you what, Jarina, it's a crowded linebacking core. You know, many other years he might have been the starter, but has had a great role. Bullock back to throw on 3rd down. Heaves it far side, caught by Edwards at the 5, and he steps out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Thought he took it in for the touchdown and does a backflip in the end zone. He beat Jaden Mays, but a foot was out of bounds before he headed into the end zone, and he'll have to settle for a 1st and goal for Louisiana Tech from the Army 2.
Yeah, he could have got flagged for that. He did that backflip, as you said, and that was just a pump and go situation where he got the isolation on the quarterback, and a good throw by the quarterback. Put it right there.
And Louisiana Tech knocking on the door, looking for their first touchdown of the game. Edwards, the receiver, right, that same formation. Fake handoff, fires over the middle, incomplete, nearly intercepted by Caleb Fortner. Had the ball right in his hands, above his head, couldn't hold on. It was a hard-thrown ball. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
No turnovers in this game when you think about it, and both have clean sheets, and that's what Army needed to eventually try to win this game. And you talk about the quarterback. He's done a good job, other than that throw, as you just said, Rich. That could have been an interception. He's done a good job protecting the ball this year.
Now heavy to the left side with Edwards. One back to the left of Bullock. He's gone the distance at quarterback. We've seen Jimmy Holiday for a couple of Wildcat snaps, but no Jack Turner or Blake Baker.
They're going to have to call timeout, aren't they?
Play clock running down. It's down to 1. They get the snap off, handoff Wiggins, left side spinning, nowhere to go, and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. So Givens took the handoff, ran right, was in traffic, and really a busted play because of the rush to snap the football.
Bullock was motioning, give me the play, give me the play. And Givens really hasn't touched the ball tonight. They get it to him on a busted play. Army does a good job. Army's really tough in the red zone here in this situation.
Under 11 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Army leading in this Independence Bowl 27-6. It's 3rd and goal for Louisiana Tech from the Army 2. Trips to the right. 4 receivers now right. 1 left. Bullock out of the gun, rolling to his right, looking, gets rid of it, dumps it, incomplete. It was just dropped. That was a touchdown that was just set up for Jimmy Holiday. Ball was in his hands. A yard deep in the end zone in the near corner. He just dropped it. It'll be 4th and goal, and Bulldogs obviously going to go for it here.
Took the 15th touchdown pass of the year away from Bullock, and it almost hit him like right in the hip. He had it easily right there in the corner.
Let's go down to the field quickly to Tony.
On the sidelines here, to working on his left arm. Looks like he's going to sit this 4th down play.
So it's a 4th down play. 4th and goal for Louisiana Tech from the Army 2-yard line. A receiver to either side. Now 2 receivers left. 1 back in the backfield. Bullock back to throw. Fires over the middle. And the pass intercepted in the end zone. Jaden Mays takes a knee. Army holds on 4th down. Turns over Louisiana Tech. And the Black Knights will get the ball at their own 20.
Yeah, Jaden Mays, he's had a few picks this year. Right spot, right time, and it was wise. It looked like he was going to run it out, right, Rich? And then he just said wisely, probably a teammate said, put your knee down.
And that's where you make the interception on 4th down. Generally, you want to knock the ball down or drop it because you'll take over at the line of scrimmage. There, you want the pick for the touchback to take over at your own 20-yard line. That's exactly where Army will begin its next drive with 10:31 left in the ball game, and the Black Knights on top 27-6. We'll have more from Independence Stadium here in Shreveport in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
10:31 left fourth quarter, 2024 Independence Bowl here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Army leading Louisiana Tech 27-6, and the Bulldogs had their best chance at a touchdown. They had a first and goal at the Army 2-yard line, and if you want to dial it back to the play before the first and goal, Shrew Edwards had an easy touchdown catch and run, thought he had scored a touchdown. It stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and then 4 plays, Bulldogs could not get it into the end zone, and it was capped by the interception in the end zone by Jaden Mays, and now Army will take over first and 10 at its own 20, up 21 with 10:31 to play.
And this Army defense has 20 picks this year, and that's Jaden Mays' third. He had one against Lehigh in the opener. He had one against Temple, and now the one here in the end zone. And again, that third down play really messed them up, Rich, with the clock dwindling, and they got a busted play off, and then that's a wasted play. So then they're into the fourth down situation. Army figured they had to throw the ball, and that's only the third interception of the year for Bullock, the quarterback.
Yeah, foot injury. Mays has been battling all year. Let's go down to the field. And Tony.
Guys, Jeff Monken and also Nate Woody were pretty upset after the near touchdown catch earlier in that drive for Louisiana Tech. It was marked out at the 1, and they were screaming at the official after the player had done the backflip. Still not sure if that's what it was about, but Jeff Monken was very upset, and so was Nate Woody, and it carried on for a long time during that timeout.
Yeah, it was an obvious unsportsmanlike conduct, and the officials apparently looked the other way. First and 10 for Army from its own 20. Reed still in the game at fullback. Heavy to the left side. Handoff. Reed off left tackle and breaks it at the 22. 25-yard line, then carries defenders across the 30 and down at the 31-yard line. Tough 11-yard gain on first down for Hayden Reed. And Army moves the chains as an injured Louisiana Tech player, Blake Thompson, down at the 31-yard line. And the play stops momentarily.
And with that run by Reed, Rich, he's at 99 yards right now. So that would be the second time in his career if he gets a yard here on this one and go over the 100-yard mark.
Now there's a bunch of Army defenders that are running from the sideline to the goal line and back. I don't know if it's a warm-up. Looks like it's some of the Army backups. Let's go down to the field. And Tony.
You know, you'll see that sometimes in games this season when Army's blowing out the opponent, has a sizable lead. How's that? Rather than saying blowing out the opponent. You'll see guys kind of sensing they might get into the game, might get called in. In fact, Jeff Monken was just calling to the sideline before, looking for somebody. And it wasn't a name I had heard many times before. Actually, I think he was looking for Clayton, who's an assistant here along the staff. That's who he was calling for. But just to finish that thought there, these guys are warming up a little bit. They sense they might have an opportunity to get into this game. I see Jordan Law now has checked in for Army on the line.
And I hope there's an opportunity where some Army players can get summoned off the field during a drive to get a hand from the partisan Army fans that are here. Daly under center, first and 10 for the Black Knights from their own 31. Handoff, Reed, right side. That'll put him over 100. Out to the 35-yard line, a gain of 4. And Hayden Reed becomes the second Black Knight with 100 yards in today's game. Second career 100-yard game for the Army running back.
Yeah, good for him. Boy, he started out the game really well. He's been there throughout the game. And to shift into a new position, really, tonight, when you think about it, of carrying the ball, he has responded.
9:45 left in the game. Clock running. Army on top 27-6 over Louisiana Tech. Second down and 6 for Army. Reed remains in the game. And now Montesi in motion Left to right, heavy to the right side. Reverse pivot by Daly in some traffic, looking for a block. Has one, cuts back 35-yard line, out to the 40. Has the first down, and then thrown down at around the 42, 43-yard line. And it was Sifa Leota with the tackle. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Army from its own 42-yard line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
920 WGHQ Kingston, 1260 WBNR Beacon, and 1420 WLNA Peekskill. This is the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
1st and 10 for Army from its own 42. Daly out of the gun. High snap. Fakes the handoff. Pitch right side. Miles Stewart stumbles at the 40 and then fumbles the football. Recovered by Louisiana Tech at the Army 44-yard line. Stewart lost his footing as he tried to turn the corner, and the defender coming out of the pack with the football, Isaiah McIlvain. And Army commits its first turnover of the game. And Louisiana Tech has a little bit of life here, down by 21 with 8:37 left in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's our first turnover in the ball game. And like you said, he just got tripped under his own feet. He was sprawling forward, and I guess the ball must have just come out before his knee went down.
I think just the idea of him losing his footing, and then from behind, it looked like there was an arm slap over the shoulder from Alonzo Jackson, the freshman linebacker that dislodged the football, which was in Stewart's right arm. And they'll take a look at it. And then recovering the fumble was Isaiah McIlvain. So I think his right knee. The thing is whether the right knee. Now, the arm came over the back, the right arm. But now they rule it's Louisiana Tech ball as the Bulldogs about to snap it. The handoff off left tackle for Marquise Crosby. He stood up. Forward progress stops at the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. And the clock running down to 8:20 left in the game. And Louisiana Tech still with a flicker of hope here. If they could score a quick touchdown, only down 21 points, you would say. But if they can punch one in quickly, they got a shot. Edwards lined up out to the right side. Bullock out of the shotgun. One back in the backfield. And here's the handoff to Crosby. Crosby is just smothered by 3 Army defenders. Eric Ford, the main man, in on the tackle. Jarena and Dre Miller nearby as well. And then it was Ford thrown to the ground as Crosby came up and I think just pushed into Green. Not sure it was intentional or not. 3rd down and 6 for the Bulldogs from the Army 40.
So they're going to set the 2 receivers out there together, Holiday and True on the left side. So look to see if they'll try to go airborne that way.
2 receivers left. Bullock out of the shotgun. Crosby to his left. Fakes the handoff here on 3rd and 6. Rolls to his left. Fires on the run. Broken up. Nearly intercepted by Chance Keith. Pass was intended for Jimmy Holiday on the left seam in 1st down territory at around the 30-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 6.
Chance Keith, never a starter until this year. He earned it, according to Jeff Monken. He waited for his turn. He played on special teams, stepped into a big role this year as one of the linebackers. He had some really nice senior year.
4th down, no choice. Louisiana Tech has to go for it here. 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs from the Army 40. 2 receivers to either side. Crosby, the one back to the right of Bullock. Fake handoff. Bullock fires over the middle. Broken up by Fortner. And Army turns over Louisiana Tech on downs. That was a line drive pass that was right in the way of Fortner. Put a hand up, knocked it down, and Army takes over. Really no damage done on the turnover and the lost fumble. Army takes over at its own 40-yard line with 7:12 left in this Independence Bowl and 7 minutes and 12 seconds away from an Academy record 12th win on the season. We'll have more coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Jeff Feldman of Feldman, Kleidman, Collins & Sape. Getting hurt in an accident can be devastating. The pain a victim experiences isn't just physical, it can be financial and emotional as well, especially if you can't care for your child. Getting the best possible result doesn't just impact one life, it impacts the lives of everyone you care about as well. If you've been injured in an accident, call 845-897-5199 for a free consultation or visit us at fkcs.law.
Step into Fishkill Flooring, your one-stop shop for all flooring needs. Fishkill Flooring is a local family-run business with carpet, luxury vinyl tile, and hardwood flooring available. With many styles of carpet and luxury vinyl tile in stock for quick installation. But that's not all. Fishkill Flooring can also handle carpet cleaning services and your property management needs. Visit Fishkill Flooring on Route 82 in Hopewell Junction today, behind Hopewell Easy Storage, or online at fishkillflooring.com. Don't delay. Transform your home today.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
7:12 left fourth quarter, 2024 Independence Bowl. Army leading Louisiana Tech 27-6. Black Knights take over on downs after it was Caleb Fortner knocking down an Evan Bullock pass on 4th down and 6. And Army now can go into clock killing mode, and tell you what, this is going to be a nice capper to the 2024 season.
Sure is. After the downer of a couple weeks ago, and Army had hit a little bit of a rut. Notre Dame game they didn't play well, but then they responded with 2 wins, and they lost to Navy. And Joe mentioned at the top about they actually became bowl eligible on October the 12th. That's amazing. That's over 2.5 months ago? And here they are now playing in the game that they earned that spot against. And, Army's got a great record under Jeff Monken in bowls, right? They hold on, they'll be 5-1 with Monken.
And that one loss still bothers me, Dean Darling.
I know it does. But
2020 Liberty Bowl.
Yeah.
You talk about replacement teams. Army was a replacement team.
Because they were going to play here in the Independence Bowl. That gets canceled.
Then they didn't have a bowl game.
Right.
And then it was West Virginia against Tennessee in the Liberty Bowl. Tennessee got COVID. They couldn't play. And Army replaced Tennessee and nearly knocked off West Virginia. Army was winning the majority of that game.
Yeah, and had the ball towards the end and with a chance to win it.
And missed the field goal to tie it. Had an opportunity to score a touchdown to win it. So 1st and 10 for Army at its own 40-yard line. A 27-6 lead. Daly hands off, Reed straight ahead, hit at the line of scrimmage, carries defenders out to the 45-yard line, 46. That's where his forward progress has stopped. I'll tell you one thing I don't want to see in the final 7 minutes of this game is the chippiness that we saw from really the first couple plays of the game and really reached its apex on what ended up being a personal foul against Army on the 2-point conversion that failed for the Black Knights.
Yeah, that was awful. The NC State game and East Carolina game, the way that game ended with punches being thrown and an official got hit.
Tight formation on 2nd and 4. Fake pitch. Daly rolls to his right, steps up, heaves it deep down the middle, overthrown, incomplete pass interference as Casey Reynolds was pushed in the back by Jacob Fields.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
I'm not sure Reynolds would have even gotten to it. The ball was thrown a little high, but he was just pushed in the back and didn't even have a chance to get to that football.
So we'll get 15 out of that. And Army will be in La Tech country.
And the Army defense, if this score holds, would finish out the season not allowing a touchdown in its final game. Short in motion, handoff again. Reed, right side, cuts back, 35-yard line, back to the 34. So what an audition tonight for Hayden Reed to be that lead running back. We call it fullback in this offense now. It's called more the running back spot. But really, as I like to say, the player behind the quarterback, right? That middle back in the lineup. And Reed, the junior from Tampa, will go into his first year as the person to beat out in that spot. Carson Smith comes in the game for Reed. Here on 2nd down and 5 from the Louisiana Tech 34-yard line. Daly hands to Smith straight ahead, 30-yard line, and then still churning his legs through defenders and down to the 27-yard line. Army picks up a first down. That'll move the chains, take us right near 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Looks like Generelli's getting taken out.
So really this drive, Army's able to give those accolades to those players. I see Booby Law on the field. What a career he's had as someone who's plugged in spots along that offensive line, recovered the fumble for the touchdown against Air Force back in 2021. Daly will work out of the shotgun, trips right. Robinson in motion, fakes the end around. Now Daly keeps it, runs left, 25-yard line down to the 20, and then pushed out of bounds near the 19-yard line.
Yeah, so Army's cycling in some new players. David Hoyt, he's another senior that hasn't gotten a lot of time this year. He played a decent amount last year because of injuries. And Army's got to have to replace 3 starting offensive linemen next year. You lose Finucane, Scott, right?
And Braden Bartosh is out there right now. He could be on that line next year.
And Catsianos, those 3 are big. So you've got to get some people in there and getting some playing time.
Stewart lines up on the left side, heavy left, handoff. Smith, left side, down to the 15-yard line. And momentum carrying him near the 14. Good enough for another Army first down. That'll take us inside of 4 minutes left in the game. Army would like nothing more than to just run out this clock on this final drive. Montesi comes on for Miles Stewart. How about the year for Miles Stewart? Yeah, touchdown reception. Cam Schur out there, one wide receiver. Teddy Williams along the left side, the backup tight end. Carson Smith, the deep back. Daly waiting on 1st and 10 from the Louisiana Tech 14. Runs it right, is stood up and trying to string it out and then swamped out at around the 20-yard line. He'll get forward progress to the 16. A loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12, and now just the final plays and running the clock. Are the focus here for Army. Smith remains in the game at fullback. He's behind Daly to his left. Out of the shotgun here on 2nd and 12 from the Louisiana Tech 16. Daly has it, 15-yard line, runs right, that pile driven down from about the 11. He'll get 6 yards on the play. It'll bring him 3rd down at about 7.
Daly, anticipating the guy was going to go low on him, tried to jump, and that's when they got him up in the air and brought him back down.
Army needs to snap it one more time to get us down to the 2-minute timeout as Crossan coming in with the play. He comes in for Teddy Williams. Army, you'd have to think 4-down territory here on 3rd down and 7 from the Louisiana Tech 11-yard line. Daly waiting, play fake. Daly rolls to his right, steps up, 15-yard line, fires it corner of the end zone, incomplete, intended for Crossan. There were 2 defenders there, and that'll stop the clock with 2:16 left in the game. So Army won't be able to run it down to the 2-minute timeout, and the field goal unit will come on with 2:16 to play.
Good job by Daly just to throw it away. Crossan was in the vicinity, as you said, Rich. A couple defenders were there, and get a short shot right here from the field goal.
So a 28-yard field goal attempt for Trey Granati. Could be his final one in an Army uniform. Walter snap is high. Rhodes gets it down. The kick is up plenty of distance, and that kick is no good. He missed it wide to the right. So Louisiana Tech will take over, down 21 with 2:11 left in the game. Granati, who didn't have a ton of field goal attempts this season, coming in just 10 of 11, just 11 field goal attempts. Very good at 10 of 11, and the only miss being from 40-plus. Slices that one right for his first miss inside of 40. And the Bulldogs take over with 2:11 left in this game.
Yeah, it's been a tough night for Trey. He kicked a couple out of bounds, and he misses a short field goal attempt right there. But he's also had a very strong year. As you said, Rich, 10 out of 11. That's pretty good before tonight.
And just seeing the replay, didn't miss it by much, but just sliced it wide right. And now, one more shot for Louisiana Tech. 2:11 left in the game. Army leading by 21. Evan Bullock out of the shotgun. One receiver right. One back in the backfield. That's Robertson. Handoff running left. Not much going on. Picks up a couple out to the 22-yard line. Run down from behind by Dre Miller. It'll be 2nd down and 8, and that takes us to the 2-minute timeout. We will take our final in-game commercial break of the 2024 season across the Army Sports Network. Army leading Louisiana Tech 27-6. You're listening to Black Knights College Football right here on the Army Sports Network from Learfield.
To those dedicated to defending our country, we recognize and appreciate your service. The GM Military Appreciation Program is the official automotive sponsor of Army West Point Athletics, and we're proud to honor all active U.S. military members, veterans, and retirees with a special offer on eligible new Buick and GMC vehicles. It's our way of showing we have your back. Visit gmmilitaryappreciation.com to learn more.
Ankle pain and limited mobility keeping you on the sidelines? Army West Point Athletics has joined forces with Stryker, an expert in foot and ankle surgical solutions. As one of the world's leading medical technology companies, Stryker offers innovative foot and ankle products that help you get back in the game and on your feet so you can keep doing what you love. Visit Stryker.com/WestPoint to learn more and find a specialized surgeon in your area so you can rediscover your freedom of movement.
You're listening to the Army Black Knights Football Radio Network on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill.
2-minute timeout, the final one of 2024. Army leading Louisiana Tech 27-6 here in the Independence Bowl. Black Knights are going to pick up win number 12. And now we start looking at, Dean Darling, the historical context of this season. We've teased it throughout the game. Army's going to pick up 12 wins. First team in Army history to win 12 games, matching the overall Service Academy record for wins in a season, joining the 1985 and 1998 Air Force teams. Army a conference champion for the first time, first year in the American Athletic Conference. They ran the table in conference games, won the conference championship over Tulane. Quite a lot to celebrate this year.
Oh, for sure. And now they're going to have a chance to reflect on that. That was a crazy pace that they played ever since the Notre Dame game on November 23rd. Then they had to beat UTSA at home to go undefeated in the league, qualify to get the home game and the championship game eventually against Tulane. Then you have to play the championship game, and then you got your arch rival, Navy. So you got a little bit of a reprieve, but what's the reprieve? You had to take final exams, right? And then you had to, as you said, fly down here on Christmas Eve because they had to spend the 4 nights here and get ready for this bowl game. But they have responded, and you know, coming off that Navy loss, which is bitter, and like Jeff Monken said, you can't do anything about it till next December. This is a good way to end this season for Army.
And this is the last time this team is together. So, you know, we can talk about, you know, games more important, not more important. The last time this team is together is going to be a convincing win, dominating win in the Independence Bowl.
Yeah.
So, Bullock out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. Robertson, the back to the right of him. Straight back to throw. Looking. Rolls to his right. And just going to throw it away to the near sideline. It'll be 3rd down and 8 with 1:51 left in the ballgame.
Army got backside pressure on him that time, and he felt it. He rolled to the right, and as you said, he just threw it away. You know, his numbers, Rich, were really efficient coming into the game, 67%. He's well under 50% in this game.
And abandoning the run early, you know, you can look at this a lot of different ways, but on 3rd and 8, on a quick throw over the middle on a receiver screen, Jarena making the tackle right away on Edwards at the 25-yard line. How about that stick? If that's the final tackle of Brett Jarina's career. How about that? On the receiver's screen, Shrew Edwards just couldn't go anywhere. He was just stopped in his tracks.
He engulfed him.
And a great job battling through his block to make that tackle. 4th down and 5. Louisiana Tech going to go for it here from their own 25. Pass over the middle, dropped by Edwards. It was thrown behind him. Would have been a first down. Army takes over on downs and now can run out the final 75 seconds of this game and pick up win number 12 on the 2024 season.
Yeah, Bullocks going to end up 14 of 28 for just 169 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns.
So Army comes out. No single safety formation. Reed, the deep back. Daly under center. 1:15 left in the game. Army leading 27-6. Daly, play fake. Straight back to throw, looking, fires over the middle. Pass dropped by Robinson at the 5-yard line. It was dislodged. A hand got in there from Jacob Fields. Now some extracurricular activity, and that looked like a design play call for Tyrell Robinson, who's been through so much, to get him something late in this game. And nice job by Fields. The ball was thrown slightly behind Robinson, got a hand on it, couldn't hold on.
And the Bulldogs are upset that Army's throwing in that situation, but like you said, Rich, they were trying to get it to a guy that's had a great career.
Give him a moment, right?
Yeah,
there was an opportunity
definitely
to give him a moment. So now on 2nd down.
I was wondering if they give Daly like one more snap just to let him take the appearance and go out.
And then leave the game.
Right.
Smith, the fullback, to the left of Daly. And a handoff to Carson Smith, 25-yard line, cuts back and then spun down. And then some pushing after the play. As Lane Parks, who we could be seeing a lot more on this offensive line next year, got thrown down to the turf. So 50 seconds left in the game. Army needs to snap it just one more time. Daly remains on the field. And this very well could be the final play of the 2024 Army season. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right and 1 left. Daly on the quarterback draw, runs left, 21-yard line, taken down by Jacob Fields. Army does not have to snap the football again. That's a gain of 1 yard. And the clock just ticking away. And Army waiting. Louisiana Tech not calling a timeout. 10 seconds, the final moments of this game. As the final seconds tick away. A dominating end to an historic season for the Army football team. The Black Knights win 12 games in a season for the first time ever, defeating Louisiana Tech 27-6 in the Independence Bowl. What a ball game. What a way to end 2024. And Jeff Monken gets the Gatorade bath from the Army sideline. And the celebration will begin here in Shreveport. Army, your 2024 Independence Bowl champions, defeating Louisiana Tech by the final score of 27-6. What a way to end this season.
2 backs going over 100 yards. Officially now, Daly with 127 yards rushing and 27 carries. 11 times this year over 100 yards, and Hayden Reed with a new career high, 114 yards on 20 carries, stepping into a big role, a guy that he replaced had already gone over 1,000 yards this season, and he picked up the pace and went over 100 yards, just like that.
As the stage being brought out to midfield, we will have a slew of interviews. We'll take the trophy presentation. There'll be alma maters. We'll bring in our program host, Joe Beckerly, who will navigate us through the post-game show here and the interviews. We'll be hearing from Tony Marino. We'll be hearing from head coach Jeff Monken, presumably Bryson Daly, and the trophy presentation at midfield. What a way to end this, Joe. A historic year. It was a journey. There were many ups. There were a couple of downs. At the end of the day, this team persevered, stayed together, finished it in the right way. Army 12-2 on the season, a 27-6 win.
Ultimately, a very historic year for the Black Knights. The best in program history. Now, you got to go back to the championships, the national championships of the 40s to have better years. But those were just 8-game seasons, 9-game seasons, and this was a 14-game season. They've got the most wins in a season in program history, the most wins in a season under Jeff Monken, who has done so much to resurrect this program. Let's go down to the field for the alma maters for Louisiana Tech.